sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Are you in the game? No, the love game.
I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much, just bust that kick. I wanna take a ride on your disco
I
stick.
get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
I wanna get numb and forget where I'm from. 'Cause looking in your eyes, like looking at the sun. I feel like you're the moon, I feel like I'm the one. I wanna get numb, I wanna get numb.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away.
I don't wanna know if you're playing me, keep it on the low. 'Cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know.
You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am
Damn, why he been sober? I'm a smoker. I don't want drink, I take on my water. Who can be sober? But I roll up. When we roll up, just be honest. Damn, why he been sober?
I need something you prove, something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 hard and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth. When I told her, I said, yeah, yeah. Should've got time, said come and get me. Yeah, yeah. I got so caught up, got you told me. Yeah, yeah. Hurry my girl, best to roll me. Yeah, yeah. Next thing I knew, yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove. Next thing I knew, yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Ella le gusta la gasolina.
see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor, need worse and black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a birth to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Get it back to the kids, to the hell, kids. One less hungry mouth on the welfare.
I got what you need. Looking for the story, get what you want. You get what you please. We about to get it on. Take off the drawers. It's just you and me. You know where I be going. I'm about to go broad. Cause I like what I see. California, no sound for it. California, no sound for it. In the city of LA. In the city of the rats. In the city.
I feel bonita.
Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
But baby, you hardly even know when I try to show you. Song is meant to keep you doing what you're supposed to. Waking up too early, maybe we could sleep. Make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
That girl is a real crowd, please. Small world, all her friends know of me. Young bull living like an old keys. Quick release the cash, watch it fall slowly.
Waking up too early, maybe we could sleep. Make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
Smoke in the air, binge drink.
Look.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. So what do you say to somebody you hate, or anyone trying to bring trouble your way? Wanna resolve things on the blood of your way? Just study your tape of NWA. One day I was walking by with a Walkman on when I caught a guy, gave me an awkward eye. Strangled him off in the parking lot with his cork and eye.
You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell. You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell.
I took the walk to Poland. I took the walk to Poland.
Baby, I will forever you. Make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back.
College educated, she graduated. Any bill she can't front, her parents paid it. The show was far, you the only one with a car at your girlfriends. But being that she's a big fan, of course she made it. Most girls wanna hide the fact of the thrill they chasing, but you just wanna get drunk tonight and fuck someone famous. So I just name a time and a place, and you're game for it. Value player, hotel room, meet you there.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. So darling, darling,
baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, do it to you. Let me do you like baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, do it to you. Let me do you like
so darling, darling, stand by me, oh stand
award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Do you still want me? Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on. Baby, if you want me, you've got to show me love. Words are so easy to say. You've got to show me love. Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari. With me in the wave, but in the morning I need you to hold on. Baby, please, so far away. Although I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. Take me and hold on. Tell me it's
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in sand, talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back. Oh,
I can take myself dancing, and I can hold my head. Yeah, I can love me better than you can.
Y'all already know who I am. My name's Topher.
Cause I'm a monster.
I know you're tired of loving with nobody to love. Nobody. Just grab somebody, don't live in this party with nobody to love. Nobody.
And I saw my reflection in a snow-covered hill where the landslide brought down. Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes older, children get older, and I'm getting older too.
And somebody said to me, nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. Pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. I wave a few bottles, then I watch them all fly. All the girls wanna play, they watch. I got a swimming pool full of liquor, and they dive in it. Pool full of liquor, I'ma dive in it.
Up Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom. She forgot that I existed, and it's half my fault. But I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. Yeah. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time.
And I'll dream each night
Everyone's got the chains to break, holding you. Were you born to resist? Don't be abused. Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you?
Can we find love again? Is this time? Yeah. Tell me how many more tears will dry till you hit me with can we talk and try love again?
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she tryna bless me like I said I
When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer, when I met you in the summer, and it became personal with me.
You ready? Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented? Flexing on these niggas, I'm like Papa on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type can of man, captain, grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new bitch, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands strapped on my toes. Cause these niggas want me dead, and I gotta make it back home.
I got way too much time to be this hurt. Somebody help, it's getting worse. What do you do with a broken heart? Once the love fades, everything will start.
She wants to touch me, whoa. She wants to love me, whoa. She'll never leave me, whoa.
Don't trust her, never trust her. Won't trust her, won't trust me.
Shush, girl, shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said, shush, girl, shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said.
There she goes again, racing through my brain, and I just can't get. All I know is 10:35 and I can feel your arms around me, that I'm drowning. All I know is 10:35 and I'm thinking, God, you found me, that you found me. You got me tripping, stumbling, tripping, stumbling, clumsy 'cause I'm falling in love. You got me slipping, stumbling, sinking, stumbling, clumsy 'cause I'm falling in love. Can't help it, 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 can't help it. Stop tonight, stop the worry,
You believe me if I said I'm in love, baby? Want you, want me? Would you believe me if I said I'm in love, baby? Want you?
take you home. Would you still be in love, baby? How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion are you? How deep is your love? Is it like Nirvana? Hit me harder again. How deep is your love? Oh, no, don't fuck with my heart. No, don't fuck with my heart. How deep is your love? No, don't fuck with my heart. How deep is your love? No, don't fuck with my heart.
I never fuck Nikki cause she got a man, but when that's over then I'm first in line. And the other day in her Maybach, I thought goddamn this is the perfect time. We had just come from that video, you know LA traffic had the city slow. She was sitting down on that big butt, but I was still staring at the titties though. Yeah, low key and maybe high key, I been peaked that you like me, you know. Who the fuck you really wanna be with besides me? I mean, it doesn't take much for us to do this shit quietly. I mean, you say I'm obsessed with dick women and I agree.
I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you.
Hold your breath, darling, swim to shore. I'll tread the water and that heart of yours. And when it storms, we'll sail right through the waves. I love you more than yesterday. I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever.
You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. Wanna go?
Copped the BMW, new deposit, I picked up another bag. Like fuck it, I'ma count while I'm in it. I heard planes flying, crowds screaming, money counting chains, clanking shit. I guess that's how it sound when you win. I ain't joking, do it sound like I'm kidding. I've been making like 2,000 a minute. So high up through the clouds, I was swimming. I'm probably gonna drown when I'm in it. I bet she gon' get loud when I'm in it.
I wasted on you all of this time and all of this money. All of these sorries, I don't owe you money. All of these miles on this Chevy and prayers in a pew. All them days I spent wasted on you. Wasted on you.
Copped the BMW, new deposit, I picked up another bag. Like fuck it, I'ma count while I'm in it.
No clouds in my stones. Let it rain, I hydroplane in the thing. Coming down like the Dow Jones. When the clouds come, we gone. We Rockefeller, you fly higher than weather. The cheap vibes are better, you know me. In anticipation for precipitation, stack chips with a rainy day. Jay, Rain Man is back with Little Miss Sunshine. Rihanna, where you at?
Just like the water.
just a man to me, you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I'm poisoning myself again. Something in the orange tells me you're never coming home.
Just like the white winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
But I miss you in the mornings when I see the sun. Something in the orange tells me we're not done.
If we ever broke up, I'll never be sad. Think about everything I thought we had. If we ever broke up. If we ever broke up. If we ever broke up, I'd call your dad and tell him all the shittiest of things you said. If we ever broke up. If we ever broke up.
Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side as a shadow crosses mine. What it takes to come alive. It's me, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. With no love and a hopeless place. It's me, I'm the problem, it's me. With no love and a hopeless place.
He's brought a ludicrously capacious back.
She graduated with a 4.0. Only updated for mom, no. Got a fast car, but she drive it slow. She don't want me, she don't want me.
I'm not a perfect person. There's many things I wish I didn't do, but I continue learning. I never meant to do those things to you.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. It ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb.
I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to start over new. And the reason is you.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't tell a sucker, punk, you better back up. I'm trying to play the role and get a whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, then jump across the ceiling. Mugs is a funk fest, someone's talking junk. Yo, I toss them in the eye, and then I think the problem's home. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out the seats and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Jump.
She said, hello, mister, pleased to meet you. I wanna hold her, I wanna kiss her. Wanna take her for a ride on a Dekmar. Gonna take her for a ride on a Dekmar.
And when the daylight comes, I'll have to go. But tonight I'm gonna hold you so close. 'Cause in the daylight, we'll be on our own. Hands in the air,
morning. Now you're in my life. I can't get you off my mind.
Grip me your pillow tight. Exit light. End of night. Take my hand. Rock the never land.
We've been doing all this late night talking about everything you wanna till the morning.
Exit light. End of night.
Where's Gabe? I don't f***ing know.
Killers in the jungle. Listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle. Killers in the jungle.
I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my life. I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my life.
So baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you.
I don't usually do this unless I'm drunk or I'm high.
'Cause I'm so into you, into you, into you.
Counting 1, 2, 3, not only you and me. Got 180 degrees and I'm caught in between. Counting 1, 2, 3, feet apart and free. Getting down on 3 feet. Everybody loves ocean.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. That's alright because I like the way it hurts. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. That's alright because I love the way you lie. I love
I
the way
take you to the
lie.
candy shop. I let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa.
I'll take you to the candy shop. One with you, the one I do. I'll have you spend
You can have it your way. How do you want it? You gon' back that thing up or should I push up on it? Temperature rising, okay, let's go to the next level. Dance floor jam packed, hot as a tea kettle. I break it down for you now, baby, it's simple. If you be an info, I'll be an info. In the hotel or in the back of the rental, on the beach or in the park, it's whatever you into. Got the magic stick, I'm the love doctor. Now your friends teasing me about how sprung I got you. I'm trying to explain, baby, the best way I can. I melt in your mouth, girl, not in your hand.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Pushing past the limit, tripping on the hallucinogens. My cigarette burned my finger 'cause I forgot I lit it. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. My cigarette burned my finger 'cause I forgot I lit it. Let it be.
fucking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best fucking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright.
Once I was 7 years old, mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old.
Don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright.
So what, no fucking ZD now?
And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say
you gotta move it slowly, taking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been praying for you, you're my Sunday king. You gotta move slowly, taking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been praying for you, you're my Sunday king.
I can drink whiskey and red wine, champagne and all that. Little scotch on the rocks and I'm fine. But when I taste tequila, baby, I still see ya cutting up the floor in a sorority t-shirt, the same one you wore when we were sky high in Colorado. Lips pressed against the bottle, swearing on a Bible, baby, I'd never leave. I remember how bad I need ya. When I taste tequila,
Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say
when I taste tequila.
But boy's a liar, the boy's a liar. He doesn't see ya. You're not looking at me, boy. But boy's a liar, the boy's a liar. He doesn't see ya.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. You on the lonely night, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say.
But boy's a liar, the boy's a liar. He doesn't see ya.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby.
It's your primitive plan yet. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive plan yet. It's your primitive plan yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive plan yet. It's your primitive plan yet. Come on.
It's the kind of beat that go rat-ta-ta. It's the kind of beat that go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta. It's the kind of beat that go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta. It's the kind of beat that go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta. It's the kind of beat that go rat-ta-ta.
I close my eyes, only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity.
Let's dance, no time for romance. Let's dance, no time for romance.
You got
just hanging around.
Looking at you got me thinking nonsense. Cartwheels in my stomach when you're walking. When you got your arms around me, oh, it feels so good. I had to jump the octave. I think I got it next, but I've forgotten. And I can't find my tune and I still lost it. I don't even know I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking.
I was gun, she was hot, stealing everything she got. I was born, she was over the worst of it. Give me gear, thank you dear. Bring your sister over here, let her dance with me just for the hell of it.
And I can't find my tune and I still lost it. I don't even know I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking.
They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. Exes in the oh, they haunt me. Like doors, they want me to make them they won't let go. My exes in the oh, they haunt me. Like doors, they want me to make them they won't let go. Exes and
Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves, and everybody's watching her, but she's looking at what you want to do. I got that old thing back. You know what you want to see. Make it sing me like say what you want to do. I got that old thing back. You know what you want to see. But she's looking at you.
A lot of entrepreneurs have it. That fact that you truly just feel different. It's not to be disrespectful towards anyone else, but it honestly feels like you have more inside you than other people have. Like you have that weird gift, that weird potential that you could say, hey, I can do something better than that person can. I don't deserve and I shouldn't be working in that 9-to-5 jobs. I have so much inside that I want to get out. I just don't know how to get it out. And I remember sitting on my college campus bench and the bell rang and every kid was going from class to class, and there were thousands of kids going from all these different classes. And I sat there on the bench and I just watched them. I sat there and I watched every single student go from different building, and I just thought to myself, when do we learn anything different? If I'm learning the same thing as 15,000 other kids, that means I'm going to have the same result as 15,000 kids.
Makes sense.
And every single kid I know who graduated college complained about their job, wasn't happy with their salary, worked a 9-to-5, had to pay off debt. The only way to truly be successful in life is at some point for you to do something different, for you to stand outside the crowd, for you to say, hey, I don't give a what someone else thinks about me. I'm going to go ahead and do it just because I want to do it.
Yeah, drinking dope, turn me to a superhero, yeah. Hit that pill, turn me to a superhero, yeah. Boom, my 90, turn me to a superhero, yeah. If your metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm on that dope again, I'm on that flow again, switch up the flow again, yeah. Fly in the parachute, gripping that pole again, I'm on that all again, yeah. Can't get in the cup, gotta get paid, king in the streets, young mage, praying on the crowd, take it to the grave. Ain't having problems, I'm sipping the bar. Shout out to Dallas, my is a star. Get rich, ready to take it to war. Piss on your casket, shoot at your bra.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're all set, ready to go on this day. Strapped up, ready to rock and roll. I'm fired up on this day. Brand new day. S&P 500 slowly getting weaker. Slowly getting closer to that drop. Slowly getting to that point where we might see that turnaround, that pullback that every single trader I've been waiting for. We're live this morning. Tradecaster.com, TikTok, YouTube, MySpace, Farmville. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to take this house down. We are about to control the market. We are going to be banking today. So what I need you guys to do right now is to call up your local Porsche dealership, Ferrari dealership, McLaren dealership, Lamborghini dealership, and let them know that there's going to be a deposit made today. Let them know that the security's coming on in, and I want you guys to realize that we're going to be making a very big purchase later on today. Traders, let's get ready for a huge day ahead. I am so fired up to see what this day brings us. I'm so ready to see what this day brings us, and you guys already know the drill. Team, get pumped, get excited, and let's get ready to rock and roll. Huge day ahead. Let's do it, team. Woo. All right, traders. Hey, if you guys are watching over on YouTube today, if you guys are watching over on TikTok today, or if you guys are watching over on Tradecaster, we appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up, subscribe, drop a like if you guys are on TikTok, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys are getting ready to make some money. But we always got to be bringing that energy every single day, as you guys know, making sure that you guys are waking up this morning. It is 9 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. No sleeping in. Time to get to work. You guys can sleep in whatever you guys want. The market's about to open. We got to get ready to make some profits. So let's talk about today and let's break down absolutely everything about this market here. So it says easing inflation. It says markets are cheering for more encouraging inflation data. The Dow added more than 150 points on Wednesday, good for its fourth winning day in a row, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite also ended the day positive. That comes as investors got another indication that the worst of inflation surge may have passed. Wholesale prices in October posted their biggest decline in 3.5 years, down from 0.5% for the month compared with expectations for a 0.1% increase. There was some less positive news as retail sales declined, but that didn't stop the big boost market here. So traders, for anyone who does not know, and I don't know how you do not know, but the market has been on an absolute tear. Yes, traders, this is the quickest 8% rise we have ever seen in existence of the stock market. This didn't even happen back in 2020. We are seeing the stock market rise at such a quick pace. We have never seen this before. Isn't that kind of nuts to think about? So far, we have gone on a $42 spike in 2 weeks of trading. Pretty nuts to think about, which is why every single person is prepared for some sort of pullback, but it has not yet come. And guys, I'm not saying market crash. I'm not saying Great Depression. I'm not saying we're going to go back down to 400. I just want to see a healthy pullback. And if I don't see it soon, I might lose my mind, okay? So the thing is, I don't think we're going to go into a recession. I don't think we're going to have a stock market crash. I just want to see a healthy, natural pullback after spiking $42 in 14 days. Okay, I don't think I'm being too unrealistic here. So we do have number 2, big box sales at this time. Shoppers are visiting Walmart stores more often and spending more money when they do. The big box retailer said sales rose 5% in the official third quarter thanks to grocery purchases and a growing e-commerce business. Customer transaction was up 3.4%, while e-commerce sales grew 24% in the US. So that was definitely very nuts and pretty crazy. We also have Microsoft AI dreams. Microsoft is coming after NVIDIA working on their own chips. I'll show you guys a little video of that coming on up here in the near future. So let's kind of just keep getting some ideas about this market. I always like to make sure everyone gets a good kind of base about what's happening in this market, and then we can go on from there. So, heading on over to CNBC.com, it says S&P 500 futures are a little changed as traders hope to build on the November rally. we have right here, this move follows a winning day on Wall Street as investors cheered yesterday on the latest inflation data. The Dow added 160 points, finishing its fourth straight winning session in a row. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ climbed about 0.2 and 0.1%. This morning on Thursday, we had new data came on out that showed import prices fell 0.8% in October, more than 0.3% economists surveyed. This combined with an increase in weekly jobless claims last week follow key inflation reports from earlier this week that inflation is finally slowing down. October's PPI, which came on out yesterday, was a gauge which slid and made inflation also investors cheer as we believe that inflation is slowing down. That came after the day of CPI data, which came out on Tuesday. Another encouraging sign that inflation is slowing down, and hopefully the Federal Reserve has seen its path of cooling inflation and we're not going to be raising rates anymore. So what we have right here, this entire spike that we have seen over on the S&P 500, this entire rip, this entire run, this entire massive move out of the S&P 500 right here, this whole entire thing happened because of why? Because we are finally getting to a point where traders are saying to themselves, hey, we are done raising interest rates. Yes, guys, finally, at this point, we are done raising rates. How great does that feel? Well, there's not 100% certainty, but it is probably about 99%. But we never know, guys. I always kind of tell the story about how Jerome Powell tucked us into bed one night. He told us a very magnificent story. Do you guys remember back in 2021 where we dropped interest rates to almost nothing? Guys, let's think about the story of 2021 real quick. We dropped interest rates to nearly zero. Not only was everything extremely cheap, go out and get a loan, go out and buy a house, go out and get a car, interest rates, loans, 0, 0, 0. You could do whatever you want. Not only was that happening, but we also was sending out free money, $1,500 to every single person in the United States. You get $1,500, you get $1,500, you get $1,500. Everything was the cheapest it has been. Plus, we were sending people money to go spend so it would stimulate the economy during that tough time 2 years ago. When I take a look back on how nuts that is, it makes me very angry with myself that I didn't make more money that year. Now, that year was my best year of stock trading ever. I was able to make $552,000 in the stock market. All of, again, my P&Ls verified. You guys can see them over on Lightspeed. You know, that is still my best year ever. But I think to myself, how did I not jump in on, let's say, NFTs or cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin or hold the stock market, hold the stocks longer? Literally everything was the cheapest it ever was. Plus, we were sending people free money to go spend. It was an absolutely, crazy madhouse when you think about it, right? We go back over to a monthly chart and we could see that this is the last 10 years of the stock market. And then guess what happened? Hey, everyone gets free money and the cheapest it's ever been. The stock market went absolutely insane. The stock market went absolutely crazy. But then guess what happened? Jerome Powell stated, hey guys, I know you guys are having fun right now, but just let you know, next year, we're going to have to raise interest rates 3 times, only 0.25%. But then we did it more than 3 times. And we did it more than 0.25%. Guys, did I say 3 times? Sorry, I meant again 7 times. Guys, did I say 7 times? I'm sorry, I mean 13 times. Did I say 0.25%? I'm sorry, guys, I meant 0.75%. Did I say that we were only going to raise rates for like 3 times on the first year? No, I meant 2 years, right? So nearly every single time the Federal Reserve has ever stated something to us, it's kind of crazy if we look at the facts, but nearly every single time it's been a lie. Earlier in the summer, Jerome Powell said we are going to raise rates, and when we pause them, we are going to pause them, and we are going to decline rates. We are going to take rates away 4 times in 2024. He just announced again last month that it's only going to be 2 times in 2024, and I'm going to bet that we actually don't cut rates at all in 2024. I bet you that we hold rates at this 5.5% mark for probably the entire year of 2024. Right? That's just, probably what we're going to be seeing. So the S&P 500, right? We have to kind of figure out what is going to be happening next over on this. Where is this market going to be taking us over on the S&P 500? And I know we just got into a little bit of a story time here, but it does come down to the pure fact we do have another upcoming Federal Reserve meeting in December, in I believe the second week of December, and we'll see what the Federal Reserve is going to be stating then. Are we going to keep interest rates the same, or are we possibly going to be doing that one final rate hike? I don't think so. Most likely going to be keeping them the same, but let's get back to track over on the S&P 500 today. Obviously, the chat room is split. Right? The chat room is split at this moment. And what do we mean by split? Is that half the traders think that the S&P 500 is going to keep on going. The other half believe that the stock market's going to drop today. Let's think about both sides, all right? I don't like to play biased opinions. I like to just say what I currently see. If you are a person that's saying right now at this moment, Dek, I believe that the stock market's going to go up even higher. Dek, I believe that the stock market's going to go on some sort of rip and run and spike. What would be your reasoning behind it? Well, honestly, Dek, I know the stock market's up high, but you know what? Momentum has been strong. Yes, we are currently up 8% in the stock market in the quickest time frame that we have ever seen, but that's because momentum is strong. That's because we are seeing interest rates finally stop being raised. That's every single trader saying to themselves, hey, we finally are getting to a point that we can go ahead and start spending more money, and we will see more investments, and we will see this and that. And guess what? We could see this thing pop all the way on up. If you guys have been on YouTube, if you guys have been on Reddit, you've been seeing this kind of new trend be talked about called a stock market melting up, not crashing down, but actually ballooning upwards because of inflation. So the thing is, S&P 500, we have now gone on a $42 spike. We have now trampled over any sort of put contracts. Anyone who is short this market, we've blown up their accounts. Anyone that's gone against the trend, you have been getting in a lot of trouble. You drive on the opposite side of the highway, you're most likely going to get into an accident. Same exact thing that's happening over on the S&P 500. You go against the trend, you're getting to an accident. We are again absolutely ripping and spiking and climbing on the biggest rip the stock market has ever seen. Now, I definitely understand your side if you are saying that. If you are, again, preaching that right now, I definitely can understand what you're saying, but I can also understand the other side as well. And the other side is, are you ludicrous? Are you ridiculous? Are you, again, living in fantasy world? We are currently up $42 on the S&P 500 since the bottom in late October. Do you not think we're going to have some sort of healthy pullback? Do you not think that we're going to see some sort of drop? Do you not realize that we did have a doji star yesterday, which indicates that we are going to be having a reversal here? So when we take a look over on these plays, and we say to ourselves, all right, hey, what is a doji star? Well, a doji star is simply enough just going to be showing us that we have found some sort of top. Just go to Google if you want to, right? If you go to Google, you can type in right here and you can see doji stars. Doji stars are when you have candle, doji star at the top, reversal. Doji star right here, you can see again, very nice climb. Doji star, you could see reversal. You see candle right here, very nice climb on up. Doji star, that indicates the reversal. This looks like it has been on a monster trend. And if I take a look right here, this definitely looks like a doji star to me. Basically, where we had no price action yesterday and we are opening and closing at around the same price, now it could get that reversal back on down. So you have your reason. I know you have your reason. You are either a person that's saying, Dek, this market's going up, or you're saying, Dek, this market's going on down. And whatever your reason is, I want you to stick with that. I want you to be confident in what you're trading. But I do want to go over my game plan so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. Also, everyone over on YouTube at this moment, if you guys are liking what we're seeing over on YouTube, make sure you guys take a second and smash that thumbs on up. There's like barely any likes over there. Do you guys not like me? I'm just going to get rid of the YouTube live stream, guys. No one's, again, smashing the thumbs on up, even though there's 600 people watching over there. I just asked for one little thing. It's not that tough, guys. Hey, if you guys are watching over on TikTok at this moment, make sure, again, you double tap that thing and make sure you guys, again, give a like over on TikTok as well. Appreciate you guys. So let's go ahead and let's see what we have going on in this market. So let's read the game plan so that we're all good, ready to go over it. So what is the game plan on today? The game plan. This is what I want you guys focusing on today. This is what I want you guys looking at. It says game plan. Was yesterday the beginning of the end? This is what I mean. After that 8% climb on the SPY in 13 days, everyone is expecting some sort of healthy pullback. The market has now climbed $42 in 2 weeks, and that's just not natural. I am and have been expecting a drop all week now, as you guys know. I can see that yesterday we topped out right next to that 451.50 resistance, which is a very strong previous resistance line. And now we are under 449.50, which is holding as the current downtrend from yesterday to this morning's pre-market. Personally, this is what I'm going to be doing. Personally, today's going to be a day that I'm going to be testing the waters. I'm going to jump in on puts. And if I'm in the red, I get out. I'm going to jump in again on puts. And if I'm in the red, I'm going to get out. I will keep my losses as tight as I can. And when I do nail that drop, I will win huge. If the market decides to spike huge today, 453 will be that next leg on up. So everyone take a look at this picture. We got a couple different pictures I want you guys to see here. First one is we do have a downtrend in pre-market, and I believe right now we are back underneath that downtrend. We are currently sitting at 449.24. We are looking at old yesterday high. You could see some old highs, pre-market, back underneath that area. We can also see the old highs from yesterday also line up very nicely on the daily chart all the way up near that 44150 mark. So we do have pre-market downtrend, and we do have 44150 that I do want you guys to be aware of. So if you're saying, Dek, what is your game plan today? How are you going to trade? I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I'm going to trade right now, but it's going to be a little bit different than usual. So what I'm going to look for most likely is we have the S&P 500. Here's the S&P 500. All right, team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter. All right. I believe that the market's going to get a dump eventually, get some sort of crack eventually, get some sort of red day eventually. So the thing is, that's what I'm expecting. Now, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to look to be able to make that money. I'm going to be able to make that profit. My plan is I want to hold it until I'm satisfied with my profit, or if it starts moving itself back on up, I'm just going to get out right before I go even, or right before I go in the red. So basically, my goal is I want to nail that big time dump. I want to nail that big time sell off. I want to nail that big time drop. But at the same time here, traders, I do want to take profits when I have them, and I'm not going to allow myself to go into the red. So for instance, what I'm going to do today is, let's just kind of start fresh here. The stock market opens up right here. Okay. Boom. Stock market opens on up. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to look for a put contract. I'm going to jump in and say, guys, I'm going to bet that the stock market's going to move down. And maybe we start seeing this. We start seeing a little bit of a drop, and then it starts coming right back on up. If that's the case, guess what? I'm going to get out right here. I'm going to get out and I'm going to move on. And then if it starts moving on up a little bit higher and we run on up towards maybe like 451 again, I'm going to look to enter right here. I'm going to look to enter, and then maybe again we get a little bit of a pullback, and then if it starts coming its way back on up, boom, I'm going to get out. And then maybe again, the stock starts, fading its way all the way back on down right here. And maybe I jump in right here at this moment, looking for it to be able to crack on down. And maybe it bounces back on up a little bit. And then you know what? Boom, I'm going to get out. And maybe, right here I broke even. And maybe right here I lost $100. And maybe right here I lost $600. And then guess what? I'm going to look for that possible still, that sell off and that crack. And then I'm going to jump in here. And as long as we get that fade and fall, I'm going to keep holding and holding and holding and try to be able to make that a very nice profit. And then ultimately try to be able to make that $3,000 profit right here, minus again, maybe that's $700, and walk away with, $2,300 in profit. So the thing is, I am going to give give this market today probably a lot of chances. And there may be a time here or there that I could be in the red, but it's because I am going to give that chance for the market to fall today. Yes, guys, we are starting to dip right now. Yes, guys, the S&P 500 did have a doji star yesterday. Yes, guys, we did climb up 8%. I don't want to be a trader that's just sitting on my hands waiting and letting opportunities pass me by. Waiting and letting opportunities pass me by. I always say, if you want to make money in the stock market, you have to be willing to take that risk. You can't ever get a reward without any sort of risk. And what it usually comes down to is the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. But we're trying to minimize our risk. We're trying to make sure that we are getting reward with minimizing our risk as possible. But you always have to be able to say to yourself, there's a chance that you could possibly take a little bit of a loss. But if we keep those losses tight, there's not going to be really any big main concern. So let's keep those losses as tight as we possibly can. And of course, we'll be able to go from there. But I'm definitely looking forward to an absolutely huge day ahead. I'm definitely looking forward to a big time of profiting, big time of money, big time of action, and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. Same exact thing with the small account today, guys. Small account, I'm looking to jump in. I'm looking to jump in at the highest area that we can get, and then I want to be able to hold it. But if I go, deeply in the red, it's just unfortunately not worth it for me to keep on holding. So it's like same exact thing as yesterday. I want to jump in with next week's expiration, and I would like to be able to hold it today, tomorrow, over the weekend into Monday, and be able to, sell my contract sometime next week. That's, the ultimate goal. But the thing is, can we get that, today? Can we get that? Because yesterday we did that. Yesterday, guys, I jumped in at the price of 451. and it sold on off towards 448. I was up about $500 on the small account, moved itself back on up, and then I ended up saying, I don't want to go in the red. Took a very small profit. But I did not allow myself to go in the red, and now I do have my funds ready to rock and roll, so I'm all set, ready to go once again here. So I'm excited to see what we get on this day. I'm excited to see what comes on up. It's 9:29 in this market right now here, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have a big day ahead. Let's get ready to see what's going to be coming up on this day. Traders, it's game time. Hey, let's get ready to have some fun. Let's get ready to make this money. Switching on over towards our scanners right now, and we are going to absolutely crush it on this day. Traders, let's get ready to do our thing. All right, team. Game time for everyone. Also, some pretty hot stocks recently. NVDA traders hit 500, got a rejection of $50. Hit 500, got a rejection of $90. Hit 500, already seeing about a $14 rejection. So we are seeing a lot of resistance areas right around 500. We got a big day ahead. I want everyone dialed in on this day. Shout out to everyone again joining us. Make sure again you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and like this video if you guys are not yet. Shout out to everyone over on tradecaster.com. You guys are again the best of the best. Big day ahead. Watching to see what we have. I am going to do same day expiration over on my bigger account. Still watching to see where again this momentum is going to take us. Going to start off with like 449 as a possible entry. 25 contracts. Switching on over, a little bit of a market order here. We are getting a little bit of a drop right away. S&P 500. S&P 500. Let's see if this is going to be able to hold itself on up. Now, when you guys take a look over on the S&P 500, you can see top. You guys can see top. You guys can see how we came up right towards around that top area. S&P 500, it's going to definitely have some strong VWAP resistance. A little break of the VWAP and back underneath it may be a quick little entry. VWAP resistance never going to be easy to get above. Usually it gets a quick little break, falls back underneath. Quick little break, falls back underneath. Quick little break, falls back underneath. So obviously very pumped, very excited on this day. Coming right on up towards, again, that VWAP area. Want to keep my eyes peeled on this play. See if this is going to be able to continue to push itself on up even more. 449.50. Nice little high of the day here. SPY staying ready to rock and roll. No small account trade right now. Do want to see if we're going to be able to spike on up towards around this like 449.80-ish mark. 449.80, I might start getting involved over on this play. 449.80-ish. See if this one can, stay above that VWAP area and keep on pushing on up. So I would like to see a little bit of a pop. 449.50 at this moment, still trying to hold itself on up. 449.50 is the VWAP area. We are back underneath the VWAP though at this moment. Back underneath the VWAP, showing a little bit of weakness. As long as you're underneath the VWAP, there is a little bit of weakness at this time. So we got to see if this is going to be able to hold that VWAP area. Right now, I'm just in a 5-minute time frame. I just want to be able to see things a little bit, in a broader scale. You can switch over to a 1-minute time frame if you would like. That's absolutely a-okay. Just comes down to preference, right at the start here. We do know, again, that 449.50 mark is going to be strong resistance at this moment. 449.50, strong resistance at this moment. There is part of me that says, hey, Dek, go ahead, pull the trigger. As long as it stays underneath 449.50, you're all set, ready to go. You might get a dump back on down towards, again, the low 449s to the 448s, which definitely could be happening soon. But I do think maybe we're going to get like one last little test on up. I don't really think 449.61 is a high of the day. I would like to be able to see it maybe a little bit higher, like a 449.75 or so, then go ahead and see a crack back underneath the VWAP. So we're just trying to stay alert, staying ready to go on all accounts. APLM penny stock started dropping back on down. Penny stocks have been a little slow, haven't they, guys? Penny stocks have been a little bit weaker over the past week, and I just think it's because the SPY has just been so hot. The S&P 500 has just been so ridiculously hot that it's been tough to kind of trade penny stocks just because there hasn't been as much volume. There hasn't been as much attention. Right now, team, the SPY is starting to get a little bit weaker as we are getting rejected off that VWAP area. So VWAP is getting a little bit weaker at this moment. And it is a tough call. I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's a tough call. Because could this VWAP high, 449.60, could that be the high of the day? And now we're going to see this thing fade all the way back on down towards possibly 448.75. Could that be the high before we drop all the way on down towards 447 today, 446 today? definitely there's a possibility behind it. So it is a little bit of a guessing game at times, which is why we kind of want to give it chances. But I want to wait until maybe we go up a little bit higher towards like a 449.50, then recrack the VWAP. I like how we're testing the VWAP. I want to get above the VWAP, hold the VWAP for a little bit, then recrack it. And that's going to be a better sign of an entry. Same exact thing for the small account, guys. Small account challenge, as you guys know, what I would like to do over on the small account, just kind of typing this out for you guys in front of you. Add option. I do want to buy. I want to look for same exact thing as yesterday, basically about 8 contracts. Do again next week's expiration. Strike price, you got to go slightly out of the money so you can afford more shares, but go on down towards probably like 446. And then, you know, still be looking for a put contract. And we'll be seeing if that we can go ahead and be able to make some money over there. So that costs about $944 there. Guys, SPY going back towards that 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame. We do have this downtrend. Notice we have top right here, purple line, a little bit underneath the purple line, top right here, purple line. I would say if you start seeing that 449.80-ish mark, 449.90 mark, that could be definitely a potential high over on the SPY. We start breaking this purple line, we could start squeezing on up a little bit though. So we are waiting, we are watching, we are staying alert here. We do have news at 10 o'clock today. Little heads on up. So there is some news at 10 o'clock that definitely could influence the market in one way or another. We're just trying to stay alert on all accounts here. Right now we are moving and we're still sitting right at that VWAP, 449.40. Right now I still like my entry. SPY November 16th, same day expiration, 449. 25 contracts at this time if I wanted to get filled. Honestly, I'd probably do 50 contracts, do a little bit more. But we are still trying to hold on up and get a little bit of that squeeze. Back underneath the VWAP definitely shows weakness. Right now we are holding the VWAP. VWAP is kind of always like that area where traders are trying to get like their grounding, their bearings. You know, if we're above the VWAP, we're considered bullish. We're underneath the VWAP, we're considered bearish. That's kind of like the easy way to always think about it every single day when you wake up. Get a good idea of what traders are thinking. Above the VWAP, bullishness. Underneath the VWAP, bearishness. We are seeing that we do have green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle. Doji star yesterday. Are we going to start getting a little bit of that fade? Got up towards a high of the day of 449.67. Still holding that VWAP. And that's all we got to do at this moment. A little bit of a crack underneath that VWAP area. A little bit of a crack underneath that VWAP. Starting to get a little bit weaker here, traders. Guys, I'm going to jump in on my first entry of the day. Give this a chance. See if this is going to dump down to 449. We, again, came up to the VWAP, broke the VWAP. Came up to the VWAP, broke the VWAP. And we can't hold above the VWAP. So I'm going to give this a chance as a possible dump of the day. So I'm going to give this a chance, guys. Possible dump here and go underneath that 449-ish mark. So I'm going to give this one a chance, see if we are going to crack on down towards like 448.75 and look for, again, some possible entry, sell-off down towards that region. So I am in on this play right now. 100 contracts on the put side, same day expiration. Looking for this thing to be able to crack on down underneath 449, get a little bit of a sell-off and try to make a few $1,000s maybe right off the rip here. So is that going to be something that we could see for, again, the kick on off? And what I like is we tried to break the VWAP. It didn't happen. We got above the VWAP. It tried to hold above it. Couldn't happen. So just the fact that the S&P 500 got above the VWAP showed weakness, got above the VWAP clearly and showed some weakness. It was just the fact that it can't hold it right now. Now, if it gets back above the VWAP, then yes, it's not worth it holding. But, you know, I'm just basically saying to myself, all right, hey, Dek, you know, you're seeing that it tried, couldn't hold it, tried, couldn't hold it. And that's why I'm just kind of giving it a chance here on this put side. Now, if it goes back above 449.50, as you guys know, I'm going to get out and I'm going to look for a better entry. But I'm going to give these plays chances where I definitely think that we have opportunities. We had a little bit of a crack there for a second, and we are coming right back up to the VWAP. If it's not worth it, I'm getting out and moving on. Guys, back above the VWAP here. 449. Oh, got to move on from it. Got to move on from it, unfortunately. So a little bit of a fake out right there. Little fake out dump. Spike, drop, And again, not going to hold very long. I'm going to hold maybe for 15 to 20 cents on these plays. But guess what? If I hold and get squeezed, I could lose $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So it's just not worth it if we're not going to get that dump. I'm going to always, again, exercise and be disciplined to you guys, showing having very quick stop losses. Very quick stop losses. Back above the VWAP, not worth it for me. So right here, team, I want to see if this thing can squeeze back on up. See where this next possible entry could be at for us over on this play. Jumped in at that bottom. Took about a $1,200 loss there. Looking to see if this thing is going to be able to get that mean drop here. It is going to be a little bit of that timing. Timing it to, you know, be on the right side of momentum. Sitting out. As long as we're above the VWAP, I'm sitting out of this play. As long as we're above the VWAP, I'm sitting out of this play. Underneath the VWAP is where we can get the dump, not above the VWAP. Can't dump above the VWAP. The only way that we can dump above the VWAP is if we get very overextended. So right now, traders, staying smart, waiting and watching over on this play. Looking for this next move here. And again, shout out to everyone joining us over on this day. Above the VWAP, bullishness. Underneath the VWAP, more bearishness. Go back over towards a 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame, top resistance. You can see top resistance. The area that could be would be up towards around that 450 mark, top resistance. No entry for me at this moment. I was looking for the dump on down. Didn't get the dump on down. Definitely could see the dump, you know, once again. Guys, here we go. Back on down, slightly underneath the VWAP deck. You're going to pull the trigger here. Potentially, as I said, I have to be willing to jump in at times to be able to give myself a chance. What I am seeing, though, is I'm seeing a little bit of higher lows. So I'm probably going to let that trend line be able to hold itself on up. Maybe crack of that trend line is where I can jump in with a little bit more opportunity. Right now, we are getting a little bit of a chop, though. What do I know about chop? Chop, guys, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Doesn't seem like anyone's winning. Doesn't seem like calls are winning. Doesn't seem like puts are winning. It seems like, again, the real winners are the people that are sitting on their hands right now. Seems like the real winners are the ones that are sitting back right now saying, hey, Deck, I'm not jumping in at this moment. So the real winners right here are the people that have not pulled the trigger just yet on neither calls nor puts. So we are doing everything we possibly can at this moment, staying alert, staying ready, but we are just giving this some time as always. Jordan made 1K on the small little dump. There you go. I mean, if you're making 1K on small little dumps like that, I know you're probably putting in some good money, but you know, awesome work. And as I said, team, I'm going to test the waters today. Today's going to be a day I'm going to jump in. If I have to take a loss, I'm going to take a small loss. If I jump in, I take a little bit of loss, I'm going to take a little bit of loss. I'm going to jump in, take a little bit of loss, take a little bit of a loss. But the thing is, team, I want to try to nail that big reversal back on down, that big crack on down. S&P 500 underneath the VWAP, looking for this thing to be able to fade all the way back on down and get that true weakness on the day. Big question is, when is it going to happen? Kiri Deck, what broker's charts do most people use? It's just whatever your broker is. The charts are all the same. I mean, charts are charts. Nothing's going to be different about charts. It just kind of comes on down to how you like to see it. Some people like TD Ameritrade's charts. Some people like TradingView's charts. Some people like Trade Ideas charts. So it just comes down to personal preference. But these are, again, the charts that I use if you want the same charts that I have. So again, those are, again, my charts if you guys are ever interested over in those. So right now, team, staying alert, staying ready. Staying alert, staying ready on all accounts. Doing our thing and waiting right now. Patience. Guys, what's the saying about patience? What do they say about patience? Who knows? What is the famous saying about patience? Deck, what is? Guys, I don't know what it is. I'm hoping you guys know the answer. I have no idea. So does anyone know a famous line about patience? Because I don't. I don't know. I'm hoping one of you guys know one that I can learn. Let's do it. Let's get ready to rock here. Patience is a virtue. Patience pays. Patience is a key. Patience is what is going to pay. Patience is what every woman looks for in a man. Whoa. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Sounds good. All right, so it seems like there's a lot of benefits on patience. A lot of benefits across the board, fellas. Right now, keeping our eyes peeled over on the S&P 500. Anas El Hafani saying, Dek, in France, we say, everything that comes to a point, to whom is willing to wait. So thank you for joining us this morning all the way from Paris. Shout out to you. I hope I sounded fluent to you. S&P 500 still holding this small little uptrend. S&P 500 holding this small little uptrend play right here. Still uptrending at this moment. Oh, Montreal. Got it. That's like the adopted France, you know? It's like, hey, I'm getting out of France, moving to Montreal. Right now, S&P 500 working its way on up. Guys, here we go. Look at this. Little squeeze. Little squeeze over on the SPY right now. Little squeeze over on the S&P 500 right now. Does have, again, downtrend resistance up near 450. Downtrend resistance up near, again, the 450-ish mark. Change your strike price to 450. But we do have some, again, downtrend resistance right at this 450 mark. You could test the waters again, try to pull the trigger right next to this 450 area and say, all right, Dek, hey, 450, that's going to be a strong resistance line. I'm going to look for a possible entry. Wouldn't be opposed on a possible entry right next to this purple line if you are, very, very interested on it. It makes sense, so if you are saying, hey, Dek, I'm just going for a small entry right next to this mark, I definitely can understand what you're looking for. We basically have a top here. We have a top here, a little bit of a tippity top right here next to that 449.96 mark. See if we can get a little bit of a break, and I probably will, give it a test to maybe, test the waters and see if we can get some sort of spike and move on up. So S&P 500 right now, traders, trying to, get a little bit of a climb, get back on up towards around that purple line, squeeze, break that purple line, and, maybe get a little bit of a pop back up towards around that 450-ish mark. Thinking about a possible entry once again over on this play because of this purple downtrend that we have. 4495.99. Guys have a little bit, right at the tippity top right at this moment. Little bit right at the tippity top right now at this moment. Guys, I'm actually going to do a small entry right here. Another little entry, kind of kicking some things on off, seeing if this could be a potential top. So definitely could be a potential top right at this moment. And if it breaks through that line, then I'm just going to say, hey, not for me. Time to move on. Don't want to get myself in too much trouble. But I definitely like the idea that this could be a possible top area. If it starts squeezing and breaking, just want to be ready to get out of this play if it's not going to work out in my favor. So right now, the S&P 500... a little bit of a pop. Just always want to be ready to get out if things do not work in my favor. But as I said, I got to be ready to test the waters. I see that we do have a downtrend at this mark. I am going to at least give a chance to see if that could be the tippity top area and say, all right, hey, if that is the tippity top area, I'm going to try to be able to nail in at the very top right now. You guys can see a little spike right here, a little spike right here. I want to see if we can get another nice pullback back on down towards around that VWAP area. I do know that 449.50 is a very strong resistance line. I want to see if maybe we can get a little bit of a pop, come back right on down and, get that main pullback. Just had a very nice squeeze all the way on up. 449.50, very strong natural resistance line. We have been getting held up before many times at the past, right around 449.50. So I just want to be careful on this. To do currently down here slightly. It is breaking here just at the moment. Dek, do I want to keep on holding this play? Thinking about a little exit and getting in maybe once it gets a little bit better of a crack. Still, again, holding up here pretty well. I want to see a crack or I might just get out and break even. Yeah, I got to see this crack on down. If it gets back above 449.50, I'm just going to get out because I don't want to get squeezed whatsoever if it's not doing exactly what I want. 449.50, going to get out of this right here, guys. Getting out of this play right here if it's not doing exactly what I want it to. Here comes a little bit of a drop. Don't you dare do that to me right now. Got in at 449.50, getting a little bit of the drop right back on down. The high of the day is 449.03. We do have this very nice downtrend, as you guys know. Old top right here, possible top right here. What I would like to see is maybe a break of 449.50, then fall back down into this trend line. And I know right now, I have loss, but the thing is, just like I talked about in pre-market, I'm going to probably have little loss, and then once I get my win, it'll make back for every single loss. So right now, I'm just trying to keep my losses as tight as possible for, again, when I get that win. So, Dek, are you going to jump in at any point at this moment? No, I'm not jumping in above this purple line. If anything, I'll wait for a recrack back underneath this purple line, then jump in. 450.10, that's a nice area right there. That 450.10 mark, very nice area. Could possibly be a nice high of the day, but I'm going to wait for this one a little bit. We also have 10 o'clock in 10 minutes. So 10 o'clock in 10 minutes here, traders. If I'm saying 449.50, I apologize, guys. 450. So I got a lot of numbers going through my head. So right here, S&P 500, looking to see if this is going to be able to hold its gains. I do like that 450 10-ish mark. Very solid so far. A little bit of a pullback at this moment. We got, again, 10 o'clock coming on up in the near future. With 10 o'clock coming on up, that's going to definitely show a little bit of weakness. Right now, I am trading with an account size about $75,000, so I do have a little bit of a larger account size. And that's, why I'm willing to take, smaller losses here. I know, again, it might look like bigger losses, but when you really think about the account size, it actually is pretty tiny. I'm keeping it to 1% or slightly even lower than 1%. Right now, we are just watching for the SPY. So, see if we are going to get that main reversal, that main drop. I personally am not going to be buying calls. Today, as you guys know, I just do not feel comfortable buying calls after a $42 spike, after an $8 rip. I'm okay with testing the water slightly, giving myself chances for the big time dump. And I think most of you guys understand what I'm looking for. All right, Dek's jumping in with like 5-cent stop losses. Dek's jumping in with like 10-cent stop losses. He is losing $500, but remember, I'm trading with a $75,000 account. That would be like you jumping in with a $10,000 account and you losing like $70. So right now, the S&P 500, still waiting on this one. Looking for this main play here. Dek, I don't get it. You're clicking the buy button, but you make money as it falls, because I'm doing put contracts. Put contracts means you make money as the market falls. So you make money as the market falls. So let's get ready to rock and roll here. See where this next move is going to be going towards. And as always, guys, I always explain every single move. I always show every single P&L. I, like to say, and hey, if there's anyone else that does this, I give them kudos. But the reality of the doubt is I don't know one other person on the internet that actually, again, live streams their P&L, their brokerage. They're doing everything live. I see a lot of people, again, just say, hey, guys, I'm buying this and not show it. I see a lot of people, again, type out in chat rooms, hey, guys, just made $1 billion and not show how they did it. But I always show everything live. I always show every single move here live. I always, again, show every single profit. I always show every single loss. I always show every single game plan. I always break down absolutely everything in real time. So I've been doing this now for the last 8 years, 9 years. You guys have seen me make, again, over $100,000 every single year. You guys have seen me make $500,000 in my best years. You guys see me make $300,000. You guys have seen me make all the money that I've made all live on stream. So I want to make sure that you guys are all set. But yeah, I mean, there are way too many people out there nowadays that all they do is post huge profits without ever actually live streaming it. If they're not live streaming it, I don't trust it. Why not? Why not live stream it if you're so great? If you're making $3 million a year, why not live stream it? Don't want to show the strategy. Well, then again, don't have a service to be able to teach people how to trade. S&P 500 here. Watching this play so well. Spy still waiting, still watching. Staying alert, guys. In 7 minutes, we do have 10 o'clock data. Now, coming on up here, we go ahead. We take a look. Economic calendar. What do we have? Economic calendar. Thursday. We break this thing on down right here. Taking a look over on Thursday, 10 o'clock. Home builder confidence. Now, is that the biggest press release in the world? The answer is no. It's not the biggest press release in the world. It's not the biggest thing in the world by any sort of means. But the thing is, guys, at 10 o'clock, we will probably see some sort of move. At 10 o'clock, we will probably see some sort of pop or some sort of hard drop. So 10 o'clock is going to be a very big time for us. Now, what else did I say this morning for anyone who was reading our morning newsletter? Our morning newsletter, we put out, if the market decides to spike up huge today, 453 is the next target. So let's say all of a sudden we spike up to 451 and we get back up to yesterday's highs. New target is 453. So if we do start going bananas today, if we start going ballistic today, 453 is the next target. Now, a side note over the next 5 minutes. What were my 2 entries today? And what were my reasoning? Remember, team, I am not here for you guys to just randomly follow me. I'm here for you guys to learn. So what were my 2 entries today for anyone who does not know? I just want to explain them really quickly so you guys can be able to take the good and you guys can take the bad. As we know, market has moved on up ridiculously high. I'm looking for the pullback. My first entry was what? At the first crack of the VWAP. We got above the VWAP. I jumped in on this lower shadow to see if we were going to dump and get the dump underneath 449. Deck, do you like that entry? Was that an entry that you're proud about? To be honest, I have no problem with that entry. And when I take a look over on this play, over on the S&P 500, and I see, hey, we had a spike underneath the VWAP. We had a spike underneath the VWAP, and I jumped in on this big red candle. Once it got back above the VWAP, guess what? I got out. Is that bad? Is that bad that I got out? I kept the loss very tight and I said, you know what? Not worth it for me to hold. Hey, I like that. My other entry I did was I jumped in right again at 450. I was looking for the drop and the collapse. We didn't get the drop and collapse and I sold right at 450.05. So far I had a 15-cent stop loss and I had a 5-cent stop loss. To me, I'm very proud about that. And it's hard to say, oh, you're proud about losses. I am proud about it. I, again, jumped in on a crack of the VWAP, potential dump area, and I jumped in at 450 resistance, possible dump area. Both areas had pullbacks. Both areas had drops, but both areas kept on going. The thing is, I'm not holding and hoping. I'm saying to myself, if it doesn't work out, I accept it doesn't work out. Right, team? You know, the only embarrassing thing that you can do is continuously keep pushing onto a play that's not working on out. Let's think about it in another different aspect. I have a friend, all right, guys, and it's very bad, okay? But he'll go out, you know, he's single. He's like 28, 29. He goes out to a bar or a club or whatever, and he'll talk to a girl, and a girl might not just be interested in any sort of way. She might say, hey, not interested. And you know what? He'll just be like, oh, why? You know, why are you not? You know, it's like, hey, I can tell you right now, every time I've ever been rejected in my life, I turn around and I walk away. I don't sit there and say why. Okay? Hey, you want to go on a date? No. Why? All right? I can tell you right now, every time that's happened, turn around, walk away. There's a billion other fish in the sea. Same exact thing over on the S&P 500. If I jump in on a play, I'm not going to sit there and say, why SPY? SPY, why are you not working out in my favor? Cut the losses, move on, keep on going on there, right? You don't want to be making a scene of you getting rejected. So it's like, you know, that's what it comes on down to. It's more about a numbers game. If you ask out 100 guys or 100 girls, one of them's going to say yes. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how ugly you are. Guys, I'm just being honest. Okay, I'm just being honest. I'm not your parents here. Okay, will someone say yes potentially, but you could just be brutally ugly. All right, and they'll all say no. All right, that is maybe a situation that happens. And then again, you know what you do? You get to go again. You know, put on some headsets. You know, an AI virtual world, and you can date some fake person that Mark Zuckerberg creates for you. That's definitely a possibility. You can spend your whole entire paychecks on OnlyFans. That's just something that people do nowadays. I'm just trying to help you find some love. So we are working our way back on up. Got 9:50, 8:30 traders. All set, ready to go on this day. All set, ready to rock and roll on this day. Yeah. 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 S&P 500. Got about a minute here until we get our party going. Hey, shout out to everyone joining us over on YouTube today. 930 people over there. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up. Get ready to rock and roll, guys. Let's see what happens over this next minute. 50 seconds. Shout out to everyone over on TikTok at this time. Cosmeo donated a rose. Lit Streams donated a rose. 8 roses, 3 roses, Kazimo and Lit Streams. I appreciate you guys. Can someone tell me what the heck a rose is? Because I have no idea, to be honest. And I don't want to be rude. I just have no idea what the heck that means. All right? So again, someone fill me in here, people. Someone gives me 8 roses. $8,000. 1 penny is equivalent to a rose. I appreciate it. Now donate 1,000 more. So, I appreciate the penny. I do, guys. I appreciate the penny. I really do, though. Guys, 10 o'clock news is here. 10 o'clock news is here. 10 o'clock news is right now. Let's see if this thing is going to be able to squeeze on up. Oh, what's yesterday's old high? Let's go back to yesterday. Little bit of like a head and shoulders pattern maybe forming. Don't want to go against the trend right now. Don't want to go against the trend at this moment. We do have, again, a little bit of a spike, little bit of a spike here. Keeping our eyes peeled, staying alert, staying ready. Deck, could we possibly be hitting a high here pretty soon? 450.75, possible little downtrend area. Definitely could be happening. I'm just kind of taking alert, trying to figure some things out as we go. We're not seeing any sort of massive spike right now at this moment. If we see, again, 450.75, might just give it another little tester. Give it a little bit of a tester to say to myself, all right, hey, Deck, see if you can be able to figure out, a top here. See if you can be able to figure out, where this thing is going to be able to, be able to pay out the best. I got 450.53 so far as the high. 10 o'clock, we do have our news out. Not seeing any sort of dramatic move from this news just at this moment. So still, again, pretty straight up at this time. A little upper shadow here. Still watching for, again, this main move for us. 450.56. And then we do have the small account, that I would like to, again, the small account trade, I don't want to day trade this. I want to jump in and hold it for the next few days. Like, that's what I want on a small account. I want to jump in. I want to hold it for the next few days. I don't want to jump in and get out 10 seconds later. I want to jump in on the small account, hold it for the next few days. That would be like the ultimate goal over on the small account. Jump in, hold it for the next few days. Jump in, be able to make some profits over the next few days. I don't want to honestly jump in and get out 20 cents later. So I do have a next Wednesday expiration date on that play. I am going to give my big account another chance as we pop on up towards probably like a new high of the day. New high of the day, probably going to give my big account another chance. See if we can get up towards, again, like 450.80, 450.75. See if that could possibly be a nice little high area. And then start seeing a little bit of a reversal. So looking to see, can we form some sort of downtrend here in the next, few moments. Go from there. And remember, I'm willing. A lot of times, to make money, you gotta be willing to put yourself in on plays. When you have over $25,000 in your account, it's good to try to say, all right, hey, let me test the waters here. Doesn't work, let me get out. Okay, hey, let me test the waters here. Doesn't work, let me get out. Okay, hey, let me test the waters here. Doesn't work, let me get out. If you keep your losses tight, one big win's gonna make up all your losses. Right? That's what I want you guys to understand. My one friend who's a full-time stock trader, he has an 18% win rate, and he's been a full-time stock trader for the last 5 years. Isn't that kind of crazy? He has an 18% win rate right now. And you're saying, Deck, how can someone be a successful stock trader having an 18% win rate? You know what he does? He does this. He loses. Loses right here, might lose again $1,000. Then he loses right here, he loses $1,500. Then again, he loses $300. Then he loses $1,000. and then he nails one, right? He nails one, boom, and then guess what? Just like that, makes a profit, $10,000. So he just keeps his stop losses so tight, and then when he does nail one, he makes up all his losses. So he might have lost right here, you know, let's say $3,000, but then total, he just made a $7,000 profit. So keeps a tight stop loss, keeps a tight stop loss, keeps a tight stop loss, goes from there, goes from there, goes from there. Traders, you're going to get a little bounce play coming on up here in a second. Little bounce play coming on up at the price of probably 450. 450 is going to be an annoying number. Just like yesterday. Do you guys remember how many times we hit 450? 450 is going to be an annoying number. We're going to hit it a few times, bounce off of it a few times, go underneath it a few times. It's going to look like it's going to crack, then it's not going to, then it's going to bounce back up a few times. So 450, if you want to do some quick little call contracts, you definitely can. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that. You know, we did get a little bit of a pop right here at that top, getting a little bit more of a drop at this moment. S&P 500, 450 is going to be a little bit tough. But I would like to be able to see this thing, you know, start fading and start falling, start dropping. Underneath 450 is obviously, you know, a great area to say to yourself, all right, hey, we could get that sell-off. And pretty soon we will get that one sell-off. We will get that one drop. We will get that one fade. S&P 500, small account. What do you guys think? Small account-wise? I definitely think small account-wise, being in above 450 for, again, this sell-off could be very nice. Remember, when we are looking for a small account trade, just like I did yesterday, I am not trying to pinpoint the exact high. I'm not trying to figure out every little move perfectly. I'm just saying to myself, all right, if I have a November 22nd expiration, November 22nd, in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 days, are we going to be underneath 450? In the next 4 trading sessions, will we have a pullback back down to 446? Or will we have a pullback back down to 444? Will we have a pullback back down to 442 in the next 4 trading sessions? Or in the next 4 trading sessions, is the market going to go even higher and continue to break records that we have never seen? Remember, what's the record-breaking thing that we have right now? This is the quickest run we have ever had to reach 8%. We have spiked up 8% in the stock market, and it only happened in 12 days. That has never happened before. So remember, I am not a doomsday bunker preparer right now, guys. I'm not loading up on, you know, ammunition and water bottles. I'm just saying right now, I think a healthy pullback is due. Well, Deck, what's a healthy pullback? Well, what do you guys think? What's a healthy pullback from 408 to 450? What's a healthy pullback after a $42 spike in 2 weeks? I would probably say a healthy pullback would probably be 442, 443. We see a $40 climb. I wouldn't mind seeing a $7 drop or so. I think that would be realistic. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it comes on down to with the small account. Nate trades a healthy pullback is just one red day at this point. Yeah, I mean, literally any red day is a healthy pullback. I'm going to give this some time, guys. It looks like bulls are in control right now. I'm not going to fight the trend. I'm not going to drive on the opposite side of the highway. So, guys, I'm not jumping in right now at this moment. I'm not going to go against the trend. Right now, I feel like I'm jumping over in my Lamborghini and flying on the left side of the highway. I'm just kidding, guys. All right? I sold my Lamborghini. But that's how you can always think about it. Don't go against the trend. It's like driving on the left side of the highway. You're probably bound to get into an accident. Henry Sanchez over on YouTube says, Deck, you've been waiting for a healthy pullback and then you missed again the move on up. Why not go long right now? So the thing is, hey, Henry, I got you. I definitely understand what you're saying. Saying you're waiting for a pullback, but you're missing this market go on up. I will tell you guys this right now, or what I'm going to start with is, all right, Henry, we'll shout out to you with your $1 million profit. And Henry might say, well, I didn't make $1 million. And it's like, well, why not? Why didn't you buy in on it? Well, I didn't know it was going to go up this high. Boom. There's your exact answer. It's very easy to look back at the last 2 weeks and say, man, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I just buy at 408, take out a mortgage, put in $100 million, and hold it all the way on up for the last 2 weeks? It's easy to look back at the past 2 weeks and say, well, why didn't you again just jump in on it? And I can turn the answer around and say, well, why didn't you just jump in on it? Well, why didn't you just pick the right numbers of the Powerball? Well, why didn't you just do that? And it's just,
No one can predict that we're going to see an 8% spike in 2 weeks. If we could, then you know what? Then every single person would make money. Michael Burry, who predicted the 2008 crash, just got squeezed out of his position. He put in $200 million and just lost because of this 8% rip and run. So the thing is, am I going to be a person right now that's going to look at the past and say, oh, how could I not predict that? No one could predict an 8% move. It'd be like me saying, okay, what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks? Well, Dek, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks period from now, don't say, oh, why didn't we do this 2 weeks ago? You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to be able to go with what we see at the current moment. And at the current moment, it doesn't make sense for me to want to buy in right now. It doesn't make sense for me to say, oh yeah, it's going to go up even higher. Could it go higher? Absolutely it could go higher. Could this market keep on spiking? Absolutely this market can keep on spiking. But it doesn't make sense that it would. But you know what? I'm not a fortune teller. So that's kind of what it comes on down to. I can tell you right now, stock trading is usually a big game of opposites. You do opposite of what everyone else is doing. When everyone else is saying, Dek, buy, 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 it's usually the time to start selling, selling, selling. When everyone's saying, oh, this company's garbage, it's usually the time to start picking up the cheapest amount of shares. I can tell you right now, when every single person said buy Bitcoin, when it was at 60,000, that was the worst time to buy it. When everyone said Bitcoin is crap, when it was at 14,000, 15,000, that's the best time to buy it. I can tell you, that's how it works with every single company. When things are down, everyone hates it. No one buys it. That's the best bargain price. When things are up, everyone always says it's going to go up even higher. That's where they get caught on up. Hey, buy this NFT right here. Buy this picture of the snail. This snail is worth $1 million. It's going to be $2 million by next year. This time next year, it's worth $10,000. So it's, when things are up high and the whole entire world saying buy, that's usually your indicator of it's time to sell. I remember, again, during the whole Bitcoin phase, I would just be walking around my town back at home and, people would be asking me if I bought Bitcoin. Once you have random people who know nothing about investing whatsoever starting to ask you about cryptocurrencies, the bubble is starting to pop, right? I was just, hey, can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese? Yeah. You want double the egg again, Sean? Yeah, I would. You got any Bitcoin? Can I just get a bacon, egg, and cheese, please? Just want to get out of here. Once things start kind of going a little bit too crazy, when the guy starts making my bacon, egg, and cheese, starts asking about Bitcoin, I think I know, again, things are getting a little too out of hand. Right now, traders, S&P 500 is getting that weakness, guys. S&P 500, we are getting that first little crack right here. We will get some sort of bounce off the VWAP. I'm thinking bounce off the VWAP, consolidation, and we're going to form a little bit of a channel. So I'm thinking at this moment, if I had to take a guess, right, S&P 500 at this time, let's go back into a little bit of a larger time frame. Okay, we are back underneath the downtrend. I like that. We do have a ton of support at 449.60, guys. That's going to be annoying. Everyone take a look at the past here. Everyone take a look over the past day or two. Hold on here a second. Oh, man, this is going to be brutal. All right, guys. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'm going to let you guys know something right now. It is going to be brutal to fall underneath 449.60. Take a look at the past chart history pattern. You come up to 449.60, fall underneath it. 449.60, fall underneath it. 449.60, fell underneath it. Here's a bounce play at 449.60. Let's keep on going back right here, guys. Then bounce play at 449.60, 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 and now again, what can you guys realize? We're going to be coming back on down to 449.60. It's easier to see if you guys just kind of extend the chart. I know you can't see that over on TikTok, but if you extend the chart, look how many times it bounced right off this blue line. Look how many times we had resistance right at that blue line. You take a look across the board, 449.60 is not going to be easy to fall underneath. But that's probably going to be our main indicator. When we actually do flush that. When we flush 449.60, that's probably when it's over. So when you flush that 449.60, that's probably when it's going to be over. But I can tell you right now, it is going to probably be like an hour of this. Oh, it looks like it's going to break, pops back on up. Looks like it's going to break, pop back on up. Looks like it's going to break, and then finally one of these are going to crash. Does that make sense to everyone? Everyone understand that? Can everyone say, Dek, I see what you see there? Can everyone see the amount of support at 449.60? So that's going to be very, very difficult to break. That's going to be very difficult to fall underneath. Awesome. I want to make sure that you guys are all prepared at this moment. Guys, feeling absolutely jacked here, baby. So I had a couple little trades at the very start. Took, again, some smaller losses. Still up on the week, which is always great. Again, we had our big day the other day, $3,500 in profit. Now, again, I'm trying to time this out a little nicely, but you know what? I'm not going to, go a little too crazy. I want to be able to teach you guys how to make money in the stock market, and I also want to teach you guys how not to lose money in the stock market. I want to teach you guys how to be disciplined in the stock market. These are all, again, extremely important things to do as a trader, to know how to trade, to know how to make money, and know when not to put themselves in on a position. So the thing is, 449.60 is going to be tough to be able to break, but once that breaks, I think we're going to have that clear path all the way back on down. So I'm pumped here. And yes, guys, we will be, guys, live tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, getting ready for Black Friday. I saw a couple people already say, Deck, I cannot wait until Black Friday. Guys, Black Friday sale, the biggest sale of the year. We usually only have about 2 sales on TradeCaster.com because I like to make them meaningful. This Black Friday, 40% off. So we have a deal with you guys because we've never given 40% off ever. We have a deal. The first 100 people get 40% off. The next 100 people get 35% off, and the bottom baseline is 30% off everything on Black Friday. Yes, that's the lifetime membership for, again, this weekend, or not this weekend, next weekend only, 40% off, annual, 40% off, semi-annual. So it's basically like everything's cut in half. For a lifetime membership, lifetime to TradeCaster, it's almost the same as an annual. For an annual, it's almost the same as a semi-annual, and a monthly is just going to be dirt cheap. But remember, it's only a one-time fee, so it's not monthlies locked in forever. It is just that month. So remember, the annual, the lifetime, the semi-annual, best deals possible. That is going live Thursday at 7 p.m. Thanksgiving, 7 p.m., first 100 people, 40% off. Next 100 people, 35% off. Next again, 100, 200, whatever, is going to be 30% off. But that is going live Black Friday, not this Thursday, next upcoming Thursday. So let's get ready to rock and roll, team. If you guys ever wanted to join the TradeCaster community, be here every single day with our live streams. And as we talked about, guys, it's not about even being here with me. It's about being here with everyone. TradeCaster is not just me. It is every single person that's live here. It's almost like a Twitch of stock trading. You can watch all these live streamers, every single one of these live streamers, every single day. Join their chats. They're all, again, included in TradeCaster. And then you guys do have the video library, teaching you everything about shorting, teaching you everything about candlesticks, teaching you guys everything about our strategy, teaching you guys everything about options. So if you guys want to be able to have the video library access, all the live stream access, my live stream access, chat room access, Black Friday is the place that you guys want to do it. So let's get ready to rock and roll. So we are all set here, team. And yes, guys, joining TradeCaster.com, you will grow at least 2 inches. If you're balding, your hair will come back. If you have yet to ever have your first kiss, we will supply someone to kiss you. That's the things we do here over on TradeCaster.com. We've heard some miracle stories in our days, but those are just kind of the common ones. Hair growth, height, love life, and then, of course, the money. Of course, the supercars, the traveling, the private jet. So make sure that you guys are all set. Guys, here we go. First touch of 449.60. First touch of 449.60. If you want to, you could do a quick little call contract, I think. I will be shocked if we just blast right through 449.60. I think if we get a little bit of a drop, we're going to pop right back on up. Remember, take a look at the past. 449.60, 449.60. It has touched it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. 11 times. I think we will lower shadow right back above 449.60. I would not jump in on puts and hope for the best here. I think this is going to lead towards a little bit of a fake out crack. I think this is going to be a fake out crack. I want to save you guys some money instead of jumping in right now saying it's dumping. I think it's going to pop back up here in just a moment because 449.60 looks a little too strong. I don't trust it. I don't trust it right here yet. Deck, I joined Tradecaster. I got backed with my wife that I divorced 3 years ago. Since then, we've had 2 lovely daughters. Come on. Look at that. These are real stories from real members, not paid actors. Talk about that, man. Falling back in love with the one that you thought was the one, but wasn't the one, but is the one, and now you're just birthing kids. Let's go. Beautiful story. S&P 500. 449.60 here, traders. Best case would be staying underneath that 449.60. Yep, 7 p.m. Eastern time. 7 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Guys, we are still getting a little bit weaker. It's definitely testing like my patience here a little bit. But remember, people say, oh, Deck, if it drops all the way down to 449, if it drops all the way down to 448, did I miss the dump? Traders, I'll tell you this right now. If it goes red today, I don't think you missed the dump. Like, if it goes all the way down to 448, I don't think you missed the dump. We have climbed $42. I don't think you've missed the dump at all. So the thing is, anywhere from 450 to 449 to even 448s, I don't believe you missed any sort of dump. We do know the S&P 500 is going to have a lot of resistance here, or trouble with that 449.60 mark. If it stays underneath it, fantastic. Right now, you can also see a slight little uptrend. Slight little uptrend at this moment. Slight little uptrend. Going to go from pre-market lows to where we bounced off this morning. So you can see pre-market low this morning, bounced this morning, and now again hitting that area, forming itself back inside this little bit of a wedge. Remember, 5-minute time frame, you can see again the little wedge that we have. So I went after 2 trades today, both good entries, both entries that I like. And in the words of Bobby Ross, you guys know Bobby Rose, that great painter? I like to call him Bobby Rose. I think that's a sick name. In the words that he would say is, guys, there's no such thing as accidents, just happy little mistakes. That's all. So sometimes, again, if I take a little bit of a loss on my trade, not a bad trade, just a happy little accident, just a happy mistake, you know? Thanks, Bobby Rose. My one friend, he's a painter. He actually has Bob Ross painted on his thigh. His mom was my art teacher back in high school. Good painter. Paints like that anime stuff. So if you are looking for someone that knows how to whip up a fireball, hit him up. Max Ludwig. Guys, there's that little fake out crack I'm talking about. There's that little fake out crack. Spy still trying to get a little bit of action right here. Spy still trying to get a little bit of hype right here. Extra Gav says, Deck just joined on the live stream. Anything happened yet? Oh, man, just got out of my trade. $45,000. Everyone here bank, guys. Extra trade just joined in. How much money did you guys just bank? I just made 45 grand. Maybe the best trade I ever did. On top of that, Claire is about to walk onto the street. Oh, man. Woo! Ah! Yep, you missed a lifetime, life-changing opportunity. I mean, that's what happens when you sleep in. That's what happens when you sleep in. Take a look here, team. Take a look here. 97,000, 104,000, 25,000, 68,000, 1 million, 4 million, 240 million. You know, Daddy saying, I ain't making shit yet. What are you guys talking about? Well, apparently Daddy doesn't understand the joke here, all right? So just let's block him on out. Okay, so, come on! Gotta be able to understand what we got going on here, team. You know what? I love our community. The people that just get it. The people that just understand. S&P 500 at this moment, traders still again back above that 449.60 mark. I told you that's going to be the troubling one. That's going to be the frustrating one today. You're going to see a lot of people over on Stock Twits, over on Twitter, saying, "Oh, I thought it was going to crack, it didn't." And you know what? They would have lost. "Oh, Dek, I thought it was going to crack, but didn't." 449.60. It's going to be a little frustrating throughout this day. Once you get the flush underneath 449.60, it'll be over. Okay, traders, I want you guys to right now close your eyes and just listen to my voice. And just know right now that it's just you and I. And I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you to the place where you are going to profit. I'm going to take you to the place that you're going to make money. I'm going to take you all the way home. You and me alone together. I'm going to bring you. I'm going to help you out. You and I. Open your eyes. How'd you guys like that? That's what my fiance sees every night before bed. Special woman. Special woman. Spy still watching this one, team. Obviously, we're back up there again, this 450-ish mark. 450, still trying to hold. Dek, can you label no trade zone? Yeah, let's do it. So, guys, let's do this together. All right. Everyone, take a look. Bringing this on over here. Let's break down this entire chart together so every single person knows exactly what to be doing. Switch on over to a 10-minute time frame if you need to. If you want to follow along here. I'm going to bring up, again, a place that I do all my editing over on my stock trades. And where is that? That is, again, a special place I like to call Paint. Paint, guys. Now, let's figure out, you know, what we like, what we don't like. All right? So I'm going to grab this little, again, horizontal line. I'm going to go across the board right here. Wha-bang! Right? So we have this at this moment and drag this on down. We know that this price at this time right here is at the price of 440, or what is that? 449.60. Right? So that 449.60 mark, that is going to be the area where we know is going to be a very strong support. So let me put this back right here. 449.60. Nice. 449.60 support. We have seen multiple times, right? Multiple times that we hit 449 support. And that's usually where what happens? That's usually where we start getting a little bit of trouble. That's usually where it starts bouncing on off. So 449.60, not going to be easy to break above. Now, not only that, guys, not only that area right there, but we do have a very slight and very small uptrend at this time. So I'm just going to type out just so we're aware of it. Slightly higher lows. Not anything huge, nothing too scary, but we do have slightly higher lows just to be aware of at this time. And then on top of that, if we want to kind of just put a line right across the board at the very tippity top, is we do have resistance from yesterday, which is all the way at the tippity top right here, which is up more towards around that 451.50 mark, right? So we want to go over here. We do have our 451.50 resistance. So that's going to be kind of like the tippity top area where we have been sitting, that we have been watching. And, you know, that's kind of what I am focusing on at this moment when I'm taking a look over on the S&P 500. So when I'm taking a look at this, and let me grab this. I'll save it, pull it on down. And when I'm taking a look over on this play now, I want to be asking myself, all right, where do I want to enter? Where is there confidence on my entry? So this is loading on up here. There we go. So we finally have our trade here, and I apologize if you guys are on TikTok. It might be a little bit harder for you guys to see. We do have our 449 support. I'm moving on over so you guys can see it. Where would be an entry that you guys feel good about? So this is the conversations that we must have. We know it usually bounces here, and we know it 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 bounces here. I think, can we start with this? The worst entry that you can have is at 449.60. The worst entry that you can have for a put contract of you betting that the market's going to fall on down is probably going to be that 449.60 area, because that 449.60 is most likely going to bounce again and bounce again and bounce again and bounce again and bounce again. So instead of doing an entry at 449.60, I think the better thing for you to do is probably look for calls at 449.60 instead of put contracts at 449.60. Now, if you want to be even more safe and more secure, you could do it at around 449 like 40 or so, because that is going to be the slight uptrend, the slight higher lows. We had a bounce in pre-market. We had a bounce at the low of the day. Now we just had another bounce right back on up. So if we have 449.60 and then we do have that purple line, the best entry possible would be at the purple line, or the best entry possible would be again at the blue line, 449.60, for a call contract to spike back on up. Now, if we keep going on this rip and run, the next area of resistance, I'm going to say, is probably the old high of the day of yesterday. The old high of the day is right next to that 451.50 mark. That would be the target that most traders are probably going to be looking for. If it breaks through that, we already talked about, we have room to run up towards around that 453 area. But you can do the same exact thing on your chart right now if you want. Go to a 10-minute time frame. Go ahead, add this. That's going to be right around 449.40. That could be a nice dip buy. We can go right across the board right here, 449.40. There is that, or 449.60. That is that, nice little bottom area. And then we do have our top resistance right next to this 451.50 mark, where we can continue to keep our eyes peeled on it. So we have two lines of support. Two lines of support are going to be holding very strong at this time, and that's what's holding this market on up. That's what's, helping bring this market and keeping it alive. So, Dek, what would be like a better entry for us to actually know that we're probably going to crack? Probably want to wait for some candles back down to 449. Or you go the opposite way. What's the opposite way? The opposite way is, hey, Dek, I think, again, actually the best thing would be do a short way up high. You either, just for anyone who does not know, and I'm happy to teach you guys this, a very simple way to trade, okay? If you guys do not know this, the most simple way to trade here is this right here. Here is support. Here is resistance. There are, textbook-wise, 4 different entries on every single play, okay? 4 different entries that you guys must learn. Here's a stock. Stock SPY, stock XYZ, stock ABC, stock whatever you want. The entries that you can have on the buy side. Where do you guys think that you can buy stocks? You can buy stocks. What most people do is they have this opposite. Does anyone ever feel like this? Does anyone ever feel like they always buy at the top? Does anyone ever feel like every time you buy, it falls? No matter what you do, you are buying and it falls? That's because your mind is playing a trick on you. You see that the SPY or whatever stock you think this is moving up, 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 and you're saying, all right, I'm going to jump in. But really, when you jump in at the top, that's usually where some sort of resistance is going to be coming. Your mind says, wow, this is a great trade. It's time to jump in, because you see it moving up. But because it's already moved up, it's probably going to be coming up to resistance pretty soon. So most people buy in like right here and get rejected and fall all the way back on down. What you want to train your mindset to do is to buy in near support. If you buy in near bottoms, here, you have room to run back up to resistance. If you buy in next to bottoms here, you have room to run back up to resistance. That is, again, one entry. The other entry is after establishing resistance, you know where to enter for the breakout. So there's only 2 places that you can actually enter on buying a stock: at support, or again, at the break of resistance. But you have to be able to establish resistance first to be able to break resistance. And you got to be able to see where support is to be able to know where to buy in on support. The areas to go ahead and look for, let's say, we want to look for our put contracts. All right, Deck, I want to do put contracts here. Would be same exact thing. Your mind plays tricks on you when you say, oh, I want to do a put contract. Doing put contracts near lows is a bad idea because there could be an easy opportunity for it to go on up. So same exact thing as I talked about before, we want to be looking for put contracts after they already rise on up. Put contract at the top, put contract at the top, or if we, guess what, crack the bottom, sell off, then we do it under support for the sell-off. So that would be the other entry. So when you are doing put contracts, you get at the top, you get at the top, or the crack of support. When you're doing buy entries, you do it at the bottom, you do it at the bottom, or the break of resistance. So let's think about this. Take this over on the S&P 500. Where would be our entries over on the S&P 500? At this moment, where could you get your entries? Well, let's just stick with it. If I want to buy, I could buy at purple line, I could buy at blue line. I think both of us can agree, all of us can agree, that these are good entries. Why are they good entries? Well, because every single time that we have hit the blue line, we have gone higher than the blue line. We hit the blue line, we move up. We hit the blue line, we move up. We hit the blue line, we move up. We hit the blue line, we move up, right? Can every single person agree with that? I think so. So the thing is, that blue line is going to be an amazing entry area. Now, if I want to do put contracts, I probably want to wait until here to do a put contract. That shows that the blue line has cracked and it shows that the uptrend is no longer in play. That looks like a much better opportunity to go ahead and jump in on this play over on the put side. Now, same exact thing if I wanted to go ahead on the put side. Put side, I would either want to do it up high here, where if we're all the way up, we have a lot of room to fall, or I want to do it down here where we are cracking, and that is going to end up towards a little bit of a bigger loss and make people say, all right, hey, you know, we're good to go. So if we want to buy, you buy here, or probably again, new high of the day, you buy up here to see this thing, you'll possibly go on up. If you want to do put contracts are going to be at the very tippity top here, maybe at the high of the day if you want to take a little bit more risk, or the clear crack of that 449 mark. So let's see what we get. Traders, right now, S&P 500 coming back on down towards this trend line area. Let's see if it is going to be able to hold its gains. Switch on over to a 1 minute time frame. Ooh, that's a big sell-off right there. Big sell-off at this moment. We are again currently testing though. Let's stick to that 10-minute time frame. We are currently still sitting at that purple line right there. Does that make sense for everyone though? Right? Does that make sense for every single trader? Can I get myself a good old Dekmar trades? If you guys understand what the heck I'm even talking about at this point. So I want to make sure that you guys are all on the same page. Right now, S&P 500, nice little crack back on down. Traders, does show that we got the little bit of a crack right here. I like it. Definitely showing. Got a little bit of this pullback. Now, it would be nice for this 10-minute candle to close underneath this purple line. So S&P 500 team. Watching this one closely at this moment. 10, thank you for the rose. Cub Yang, thank you for the rose. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys right now. You guys are fantastic. 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 The best. That's what we do here. Tony Trades. Deck just made $3,500. Let's go, Tony Trades. Tony trading well. Tony trading good. Tony trading it nicely right now. Guys, we are having the S&P 500 with this weakness. I do like this a lot. S&P 500 with the weakness at this time. Definitely showing that it's not holding its gains. I do want to see this candle, stay underneath this area. We want to basically break away from that 450-ish mark. Fall underneath 450, stay away from 450. We have gotten up to a high of the day of 450.56, and we're looking for that possible crack and fade back on down. But you can see we're still, again, holding. We're still, again, sitting right above that trend line. So we do have that 440.60 mark, which I said is going to be annoying. I see that it's going to be annoying here. Still watching, traders. We've had a nice move. I want to go back into about like a 1 minute time frame real quick. 1 minute time frame. S&P 500 trying to get back on up towards around that 449.60 mark as we talked about. And we're going to keep our eyes peeled over on this play. Shout out to everyone. I know everyone's kind of like dialed in right now, trying to find, you know, okay, what am I going to do here? What's that next move? What's that next play? So far, again, I've attempted 2 trades. I do have my 2 losses at this moment. So I definitely want to, you know, be as smart as I can with, again, what I'm getting myself involved in. But we are slowly starting to fade all the way back on down, which is nice to see. That 10-minute time frame closes in the next minute here. And I would like to be able to see it, you know, start dropping, crack underneath 449, start getting that weakness. Still has a little bit of those higher lows. Anyone in right now? Let me ask the chat room right now. Who's in on puts already? Who's sitting in on puts at this moment? Who's saying, Deck, I'm in on puts? Deck, I'm looking for this thing to drop underneath 449. Deck, I'm again, you know, getting after this crack. I'm looking for 449 crack, 448s, 447s eventually. Taking a look at this 10-minute time frame, right? You know, we can see that we're still, you know, barely hanging on. We're still barely hanging on by a thread here. But you can see the channel that has been holding on up. If we ever do start getting back above 450, I mean, things can obviously push itself all the way back on up. But right here at this moment, the S&P 500 still basically just trying to hang on towards the S&P 500 right now. It's still trying to stay alive. It's doing its best to stay alive. We do have a little bit of, I would still say, like lower highs. So we still have a little bit of lower highs, which is a good sign. But it's taking its time, and it's not easy to break underneath. This is kind of popping right back on up towards around that VWAP, and I think, you know, even that 439.60 mark is going to still play its part. I want to take a look. What's like some other plays doing right now? I want to take a look right now. What's some other plays doing? NVDA trying to work itself back on up. So NVDA trying to slowly grind itself back on up. NVDA could be a huge lottery ticket for a lot of you guys. And I'm saying, or saying why or how, is just because NVDA here, team, we hit 500. It fell down to 449.30. It fell about $60. We came back up to 500. It fell on down to 409. We came up towards 500. We're back on down to 487. So we have a $50 drop. We have an $80 drop. Then we again got a little bit closer, fell back down another $50. Right now we're down 14 bucks. NVDA does have a lot of room to fall. NVDA does have a lot of room to get weak. NVDA is starting to get that drop. Also, the S&P 500 is setting itself up for that big reversal. You know, we have the big spike, we have the doji star, and now again, we do have that possible red candle coming on in here very, very soon. So the S&P 500 is looking for it here, team. 449. Can we start cracking? Can we start getting that drop? Can we start getting that weakness? Can we start seeing that sell-off? These are only day trades. Because, guys, I'm telling you guys right now, I think it's going to still pop itself back on up. It's going to be a really frustrating one right here as we look for this dump. As we look for this crack, as we look for this dump, I think there is going to be those frustrating points. Yes, I do think we're going to see a crack on down towards 448.75 here. I would take profits, though. Once again, take profits when you got them, guys. I know we all want to see that massive dump. I think that massive dump will come, but take profits when you have them. Okay, there's nothing wrong. No one has ever blown up an account locking in gains when you have them. Our next support line is 448.75 is your next support line. We do have, again, a bounce here, and we do have a little bit of a bounce here. Next support line, 448.75. I do think, again, the dump will be happening today. The dump will be happening today, it seems like. But it just seems like we're going to go through a lot of random little sporadic cracks and pops back on up. I'm telling you, I've seen this market before. I've been in this position before. And there has been times when I don't have discipline and I jump in at 449 crack and I end up losing. And then I say, what the heck? And then I wait for, again, a pop on up. Then I go on calls and it dumps on down and I end up losing. Everyone right now, if you jump in on it, please, please, please keep it tight until later on today. Keep it tight till later on. I'm telling you, You are going to get frustrated if you are looking for the massive sell-off right now. You have to just take profits when you have them on smaller accounts or, again, larger accounts, and just realize, okay, the dump will happen later. Right now, we're going to have a lot of support as traders are trying to figure out which way this is going to go. I'm only trying to say this because I love you. I'm only trying to say this because I care about you. Small profits for now. Small profits for now if you're trading. People, sometimes people are like, oh, Dek, no, I want big profits. Hey, you know what? I want a big profit too. It's not like I'm purposely telling you to take small profits so you don't make a big profit. I'm purposely telling you to take small profits because I know it's going to be a little choppy for the next few days. Or not few days, next few hours. It's going to be a little choppy the next few hours, guys. I do want to show you guys this. I thought this was really cool. Everyone take a look at this real quick. So, who heard this? Who heard that Microsoft is now going to compete with NVIDIA creating AI chips? Did you guys hear about that? So, Microsoft actually dropped a banger last night, team. And what I mean is that they have announced that they are already way ahead of everybody else in the AI world. Now, let's see again what's happening with Microsoft at this moment. Microsoft has gone on a pretty solid climb so far. Are we all the way up near like record highs? I want to go back. Yeah, look at this, guys. Microsoft from 2014, $38, all the way on up now, about 10 years later? 10 years later, $373. They dropped a banger last night saying, hey, we are way ahead of everyone else. I want to see it. Let me know if you guys saw this or not. This is what they came out with. All right, you guys tell me. It's a little Tony Starky. It's a little Iron Man-like. All right, everyone tune in. Listen to this right here.
This is work.
What's up, Mike?
We're giving eyes and ears to AI. So the world becomes your prompt and your interface. This is work. Working. These are thoughts happening.
Hey, Copilot.
Plans populating.
Copilot, when was this last replaced?
Information gathering. Instructions guiding. Schematics aligning. People connecting. Problem solving.
Copilot?
Hey.
Pretty dope so far, right, guys? Pretty cool to be able to. It's like pretty Tony Stark-like at this moment. Take a look.
These are questions.
I just finished Copilot. What's next?
Rotate the engine block 90 degrees.
Questions the way you ask them.
Please get me the detailed view of the optical cable layout.
Never too many questions.
All right. Let's highlight the relay switches.
Go ahead. Keep asking.
It's in position. What's next?
Keep learning.
The hydraulic filter was changed 6 months ago.
Okay, can you pull up a server?
The hydraulic filter was changed 6 months ago. The hydraulic filter was changed 6 months ago. The hydraulic filter was changed 6 months. Malfunction. Self-destruct. Self-destruct. Blowing myself up. Self-destruct. Jarvis off. Jarvis off. Jarvis, stop beating me up. Ow. Ow, Jarvis. Ow. Traders. Getting a little crazy, huh? See what happened here next. Hey, that's the name of the mixtape that I play every single morning. Okay, Russ. But yeah, that's where we're at this time. That's why Microsoft doing its big thing right here. Orlando Dek, what about small account challenge? Small account, we're still ready to rock and roll. So we are all good on the small account. We're waiting for that best trade possible today to be able to jump in. And it's the same exact thing as yesterday. Same exact thing. I want to be able to jump in over on the small account and be able to hold that for the next few days. I want to be able to see the continuous fade. I want to see the continuous fall. So if you guys do not know, this is my big account that I'm trading. I obviously have my big account going. This is on Lightspeed Trader, which is like their pro version. And then I have the small account, which is over here, which is the web platform. So if you see me trading on this is the small account. You see me trading over on this is the Lightspeed Trader, which is my big account. So two different accounts, obviously, but I'm waiting to get in on that entry there. But you guys can see that technology is pretty nuts, right? That technology is pretty crazy here. That technology is pretty wild to be able to see, and say to ourselves, man, that's like grabbing things that aren't really real. What do they call that? Someone help me out. It's like not AI. What's the thing where you wear goggles and it's like they put fake things in real life? It's like Omniverse maybe, or like It starts with an A. Augmented reality. Thank you. Where it's basically we're not in a completely new made up world, but we're putting kind of fake things in the real world. And that's basically what that is. Augmented reality. So that's like, I don't know, pretty nuts. You know what I think about though? Everyone take a look at this. All right, everyone take a second here. Take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft 10 years ago was at the price of $24. It's now at the price of $374. Pretty insane. We could take a look at NVDA. NVDA was at the price in 2015 at the price of $11. It's now testing $500. Pretty insane. Tesla did have a stock split, but this one, $15 before the EV hype. Then it ran all the way on up towards $400. Hey, let's get the storm kind of brewing a little bit. Everyone, right now at this moment, can you think of a company that you really, really like that is underneath $100 at this point? That you're saying, hey, I put my money in on this play, and I think in 10 years it will be at 400. What is the next Tesla? What is the next Microsoft? What is the next NVDA? Does anyone here have some tickers that they believe, hey, I bought in at $30, right now it's at $40, and you know what? I think that this could be at 500 in 5 years from now. What's your favorite ticker? Does anyone have those that they're like, hey, I'm jumping on in, I'm holding this for a little bit? So I feel like a lot of people have, like their ticker that a lot of people are saying, all right, this is the one that I like. This is the one that, I'm focusing on. And right now, again, I'm just doing this because I know S&P 500 is going to be a little choppy. Let's go over some of these. All right, let's go over some of these. Some that I know, some that I don't know. So number one, I'm going to say this is probably the front runner. I'm seeing a lot of people post this in chat. I'm seeing people post this on YouTube. I'm seeing people post this on TikTok. This is one of the front runners at the moment. If you are looking for maybe the next, $500 company in like 8 years from now. And that is ARM. ARM is a new IPO that came out 3 months ago. So ARM did open on up at the price of $56, spiked up to $70, fell back down to $47. It's at $54 right now. ARM, their chips are used by Microsoft and are used by Intel and used by Apple. Their chips are what is used in 99% of mobile devices. Also, NVDA gets their parts for their chips from ARM. So if we have all this AI hype, if we have all this, cellular devices and augmented reality, all those chips, they are coming from ARM. So ARM is a very, 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 very popular company right now, where this could be one of those where in 10 years we look back from now and saying, guys, remember when ARM was at $50? It's now at $200. It's now at $500. It's now had stock splits and it's back down to $400. But, ARM is one of those front runners that a lot of people are looking at. What's another one that a lot of people are looking at? A lot of people are looking at CCJ. CCJ, guys. This was one of those that I actually taught to you guys and brought up to you guys. Why CCJ? Well, CCJ, guys, is Cameco. Cameco has to do with the uranium squeeze. Other than me talking to you guys about it, who here has learned or heard about the uranium squeeze? Uranium is right now the hottest topic over on like Wall Street Bets, hottest topic over on Reddit, hottest topic on like forums right now, where people are kind of trying to turn it into the next GameStop, the next electric vehicle rip, the next kind of trend, AI. Remember, there's all these trends. There's AI trend, then there's cryptocurrency trend, then there's the EV trend. Remember, we went through that period of medical trends during that time that you can't say on YouTube. There was all these things that were happening. A lot of people are leaning towards right now that uranium is the next big trend. Why do they say that? Because they are saying that uranium, this is going to take over. Basically, what we have here is everyone's looking for clean, unlimited energy. Clean, unlimited energy that's not bad for the environment. Well, what is that? The answer really is hydrogen. Hydrogen and nuclear could power the entire country. Hydrogen and nuclear has 0% emissions. Hydrogen and nuclear, but to be able to have that run, you have to be able to have uranium. People are saying electric vehicles are causing more harm than good for the environment, while again doing all this mining, and while again having these batteries, and then throwing these batteries out and having all this battery acid go into the earth. People are saying, using all this electrical power and using the electrical grid. People are saying that electric vehicles are not going to be around very long, and we're actually going to move to hydrogen cars and hydrogen and atomic and using uranium. So a lot of people, you guys can actually go on Reddit right now if you guys want to, type in uranium squeeze. It's a huge page right now that's starting to blow up, and tons of people are all talking about the uranium squeeze. And so far, uranium, such as CCJ, has now gone from $24 to $43 as people have been talking about it, as it's been moving up slowly month after month after month. So that's one that a lot of people have been focusing on and a lot of people have been looking at. I have seen this one all over the place, but someone fill me in on it, okay? I do not know this. I think this, again, I want to try to get a little bit of background right here, but I see this one all over the place for the next big company as well, which is PLTR. Can someone help me right here? What is PLTR? What does PLTR do? I've read on this. I know it. I'm just trying to remember. Does PLTR, who do they work with? Intelligence company, counterterrorism company provides PLTR software to identify patterns hidden deep within data sets. I hear, is this cybersecurity? Is that what it is? They just sell data. Cybersecurity. So yeah, I hear a lot of people talk about, again, PLTR. Defense company, that's only at $19 at this time. So I hear a lot of people talk about that one, bring that one on up a lot. I mean, these are just some different things. A lot of people are, looking for what is that next big play. Guys, it's like something that I think about constantly. I really do. I think about what is the next big play? What is the next big spike? What is the next big move? What is the next big, rip, the next big run? What is the next type of Bitcoin investment? What is the next type of artificial intelligent investment? What is the next type of, electric vehicle investment? People think that it's like there's never going to be another investment like that. That's not true. Guys, obviously we had the internet boom. That was crazy. And then just from me trading, there was a point that we had shipping stocks go absolutely crazy. There was a point that we had electric vehicles go absolutely crazy. There was a point that we had cryptocurrencies go absolutely crazy. There was a point that we had art stocks because of NFTs go absolutely crazy. There was a point 2 years ago where we had, again, medical pharmaceutical companies go crazy because everyone was looking for a treatment or a cure or anything along those lines. Then on top of that, guys, what else did we have this year? We had artificial intelligence. That was the big boom. Every year we get one new trend. Every year we get one new great investment. Every year we get one new big thing. This year, the big thing was AI, right? That was the big thing. So the thing is, what's next year? What's in 2024? What's the next 2024 big investment? What is going to take over then? And the thing is, whenever I say that, people are always like, no, Dek AI is really cool. It's going to last forever. No, Dek NFTs are really cool. It's going to last really long. Oh, Dek, did you see this brand new altcoin? It's really sick. No, Dek, I love Tesla. Tesla's going to be on it, gone forever. Guys, hey, I'm not saying those are bad investments. I'm just saying that your hot trend will lose steam. Okay, I'm not saying they're bad investments whatsoever at all. I'm saying that, again, something else, though, will take the hot spotlight. Yes, if you like Bitcoin, I like Bitcoin. I think it's cool. You know what? It definitely could do a lot of damage in the future and be able to make a lot of money. I gotcha. Do I think Tesla could be able to be a great company as it already is and start making you more money? Absolutely. Do I think, again, maybe NFTs could come out and start getting hot again at some point? Yes, 100%. But I'm just saying, every year we have a new spotlight. Every year some other new trend starts developing. So don't yell at me and say, Dek, I like Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin too. But I'm going to tell you right now, what's hotter, Bitcoin or AI? And it's just because AI is the hot trend at the moment, right, guys? So there'll be something next year. I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll be uranium. Maybe it'll be something I haven't thought of yet. A lot of people go to quantum computing. People are trying to figure that out. That's like one of the big things. Hey, what's the next big trend? Quantum computing. What's the next big trend? Uranium. What's the next big trend? Of AI, virtual reality. What's the next big trend? People are always trying to figure that stuff on out. It's not easy, right? If it's easy to figure out, but I have to think. I like there has to be something right now that is out there that is like, you know, Bitcoin-ish, where it's like, okay, it's just in the early stages, where only a few people know about it and a few people are trying to get it big. Like, there is something right now that's like the internet. And the internet blew up in 2000. But it's right now in the stage of maybe 1992. There might be something that's like Bitcoin. But it's instead of blowing up in 2021, it's, you know, right now we're in 2015. There has to be something along those lines. So what is it? What is that thing, guys? What's the thing that it's 2012, the year that Bitcoin came out, compared to, again, 2021? It's right now 1989 on the internet compared to, again, 2000. What is the thing that is going to turn you into a billionaire if you figure it out right now? That's what, like, I do. Guys, it's crazy. I probably do 3 hours of research on that every week. Not every night. I'm not a psychopath. But I probably do 3 hours of research on it every week. Reading through forums, reading through Wall Street. If someone clipped this when I become a billionaire, that right now, 30 years old, I'm searching for it. I have no idea what it is yet, but I'm searching for it, and I'm going to find it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyone have any ideas? Deck, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. What is it? What is it? It's the Bored Apes. Deck, do you know? It's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Deck, it's the Bored Ape Yachts. Deck, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Oh, it's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay. Oh. I want something else. I want something else.
You could hit this.
Okay? I want something better. Give me something better. Calvin, you're 30? Yeah. I did. I turned 30 this year. Whew. All right, now Spy getting a little bit weaker. Slowly getting there, guys. Slowly getting there on the Spy. Slowly getting there over on the Spy. Deck, you sound like Billy Madison when you get like that. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like my Billy Madison impression. Oh. S&P 500 coming back on down towards this bottom area. Team, take a look. Here we go on the S&P 500. I would be expecting one more bounce play. Give us one more bounce back on up. Give us one more little climb over on the S&P 500. Give us one little move on the S&P 500. Back on up here. But we are going to be nailing this. Now, throughout this day, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to realize that, yes, at some point today, we're going to start getting this crack underneath this 448.75 mark. And once we start getting this crack, and I'm talking about a real crack, a true crack, I do think it's a great time to jump in. I do think it's a great time to be able to sit and hold. I do think it's a great time to be able to jump in on that small account. I don't know if we're getting back up to 450. I think we can bounce and maybe hit the VWAP one more time. I think the best case scenario, saying, Deck, what would you like to see? What I personally would like to see over on this play would be that the S&P 500 bounces back on up one more time, hits the VWAP, fades, and that's it. That's what I would like. So if there was one perfect situation that I could be able to come up with for you guys, it would be you hit the VWAP and then you fade all the way back on down. So we're going to see if this one is keeping our eyes peeled. So that's what we're looking at. Wayne Blizzard saying, Deck, your mom was my teacher in 6th grade a few years ago. How old are you? Get out of here, okay? Get out of here. Little runt. But we are waiting for that drop. We're waiting for that turn. We're waiting for that reversal. Back on down. If anyone does have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Obviously, team, every single day, we're keeping everything at 100. Keeping energy high. Keeping profits high. Keeping our mouses high. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I feel like I'm Rocky 5 right now. Rocky 4, going against the big Russian. Going over there, fighting Ivan Draco. Ready to put up again 13 rounds against him. Got a couple, again, shots to the face. Got a little knockdown here and there, but that don't matter. Couple little small jabs. Couple small losses. Ready to go with final round. S&P 500 right now. We're just not going to let it outlast us. Doing our thing here. So right here, traders. Dek, can you explain time decay? Also, again, Bucks rule. I'm not sure what IWN is. I haven't ever traded the weaker index. I'm not really too familiar with that, Buck. But I will look into it. Absolutely. Ozella says, Dek, can you explain time decay on why, again, time decay hurts your account? So, yeah, so the thing is, guys, with options, the number one thing we face is time decay. All right? So we have time decay while trading. Now, what is time decay? Time decay is going to be that your contract becomes more worthless or closer to worthless as time goes by. When we jump in on an option trade, we get to pick our expiration date. And this expiration date means when we get to 4 o'clock Eastern time or 1 o'clock Pacific time, when your stock market closes, that is when that is no longer worth anything. So if I want to do November 16th, time decay, what is that telling me? That is telling me that at the time of 4 p.m. Eastern time, my contract now is worth $0. It's worth nothing. So what is my goal? My goal as a trader is to be able to jump in, have my contract gain value, and then go ahead and sell it on off. Sell it to someone else who wants it at this point. Now, I know this sounds very rude. I know it sounds very mean. But your whole goal when you are jumping in on your option trade is to have a contract, have it gain more value, sell it to someone else, they pay you the money for it. So, if you want to think about it like this, is right now, it is the time of 11 a.m. It's 11 a.m. You might pay $20,000 for your contracts. Now, from 11 o'clock to 4 p.m., every single minute that goes by, if the stock market stayed stagnant, just moved sideways, every single minute that went by, your contract would become less and less and less valuable until it got all the way down to 0. And at 4 o'clock, your $20,000 that you paid for, aka your premium, would become worthless. So as it goes through time, they become worthless. It is not worth anything at 4 o'clock. So a lot of people are always going to make their contracts a little bit farther away. So they have more time. And if you guys have more time, then your contracts are not going to decrease in value so quickly. When you have 1 day, they are going to sharply decrease in value. If you have a whole entire month, they are going to hold their value for a much longer period of time. But the thing is, those become more expensive. So what is the whole point of, again, us trading and jumping in on these plays? Well, we basically have two different things. We have our X and our Y. We have our time decay, but we also have whatever play that we're getting involved in. For instance, the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 might be moving sideways. But if the SPY is moving sideways throughout the day, aka consolidating throughout the day, and you jump in on the SPY with your premium of $20,000, even though that the SPY is moving sideways, you would still slowly lose as time goes by. Some people might say, hey, Dek, I jumped in on the SPY at the price of $449. Right now, it's still at $449 at the end of the day. Why am I down $19,000? Because this contract becomes worthless at 4 o'clock. The only way you make money during option trading is if you are doing, let's say, a put contract, you are betting that it is going to fall, you need the S&P 500, right? You need the S&P 500 to also fall, right? You need the S&P to fall, and that is going to be able to make your contract value be able to rise. So for instance, let's just make this very simple. Say, all right, hey, I want the SPY to rise. I am doing call contracts right now. So Dek, I just jumped in on $20,000 worth of call contracts. The SPY just jumped in right here, and guess what? The SPY is moving on up. The SPY is moving on up. Your call contract value now is moving on up. Now, if I want to get out, I can get out right here. Bada boom. I spent $20,000 for this. Someone else is going to buy this off me for, again, $24,000. So someone out there in the world will buy it off of $24,000. You just made a $4,000 profit. But at some point, guess what's going to start happening? Even if the SPY continues to move itself on up, the SPY continues to climb, maybe again falls on down a little bit, maybe moves up a little bit here, your contracts are going to do what? Your contracts are going to do this. Your contracts, you'll see, is you're making money. You're up in the green. You're up in the green. But now time's going by. You're again starting to lose. You're starting to lose. You're starting to lose. You're starting to lose a lot. Even if the SPY at the very end of the day is starting to spike, your contracts are still on that ultimate path of destruction. Really, what we're trying to do is you jump in on this play. This is you. You jump in, you just spent $20,000 on this trade. You jumped in at the price of $4.49, wanting the market to go on up. Now you're saying to yourself, all right, hey, here's my contract right here. Here's my contract. It's at $4.49. The stock market just went on up towards the price of $4.50. Now again, you're trying to sell this like a hotcake. You're trying to say, hey, I got a hot dog here. Who wants a hot dog? Who wants a contract? Good contract. Who wants it? Who wants it? This guy stands on up and he goes, oh, those are $4.50s. Yep, strike price at $4.49. Good contract right now. I'll sell it to you. This guy again is going to give you a profit for your contract, but now he is now in on this play and he is betting at this moment that it's going to go higher than $4.50. So now it's at again $4.50 and it goes up a little bit higher, but now again the time decay is starting to take on over. So he again sells it at $4.51 and he's trying to say, all right, who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it? And he's trying to again sell it to this guy who's going to give him a nice profit. And eventually there will be someone that's left with this is going to make nothing, because that is going to become worthless at that time. So yes, guys, I know it's again, a sad fact that I guess some people don't think about, but someone will always end up being a loser. Someone out there in the world will always end up buying your contract that will become worthless. But the thing is, you can't think about it like that. That's their decision. Their decision is to buy a contract that became worthless. That's their decision to continue to keep on holding it. That's their decision to make that purchase, right? It's your decision if you want to jump in on an investment. Not all investments are going to be profitable, but what you can do is focus on you and your investment. So that is the thing about stock trading, and that is the thing about time decay. It's a very crazy game out there, isn't it? It's a very wild game out there, isn't it? So there is my explanation on time decay. Does that help everyone? Everyone understand of? So I want to make sure that you guys got that. Traders, notice again, we are still sitting right at that 449 mark. And yes, I will say this, guys. There has been a time that I've jumped in on a trade. I've jumped in on contracts. I bought same day contracts at the time of 330. I tried to sell them at 350. No one bought them. No one bought them. No nothing. I just lost my entire premium. Whatever I spent on them, I just lost my premium. So whatever I spent on my contracts, no one would buy my contracts. There's only 5 minutes left in the day. Why in the world would anyone want to buy them? So it's very risky to do same day expiration contracts when what? When they become worthless, at 4 o'clock, and you're doing them at 2:30 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. I personally would never do the same day expiration anytime past 2:30, 3 o'clock, because they're going to decrease in value so quickly. Once you get to like 2:30, just go to the next day. Right now, SPY, keeping our eyes peeled on it. You guys can see where the SPY's at. I'm going to wait for like a clear entry. I don't want to take a guessing game, guys. I want a clear entry to know that I'm going to win. Notice that we do have bounce, 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 bounce. Here again, looking for a little bit more of this bounce here. So we are still looking for a little bit of this crack that we have been waiting for. We are, again, definitely on the right page here. Definitely on the right page. I like, again, the idea of this play. I definitely think we could see that sell-off on down towards, again, that 447.60 mark. Also, again, we got the small account here, and the small account, it definitely looks like things are starting to fade. It definitely looks like things are starting to get weaker. If we do get that crack, I'm probably going to jump in, as I said, like November 22nd, looking to buy probably about like 8 contracts, looking for this one to just be able to slowly fade all the way on down. Guys, there's a little bit of a crack at this moment. And see, can this one just slowly crack, slowly fade, slowly get weaker? Right now, guys, we are starting to see some weakness over on this play. Where are we at? 446. Guys, we are finally starting to see a true crack. Finally starting to see a little bit of a true crack here over on the S&P 500. Some people are going to be pulling the trigger right now for this dump. I am seeing that we do have this as the downtrend. This is the downtrend. I know, again, I'm not... I don't feel super confident. I just don't right now. And I'm just being honest with you. I don't feel super confident over on this play. Are we getting the crack? Yes, we are. I just don't feel like I'm jumping in still at a great position. I still feel like the S&P 500 is being, holding its gains. I feel like the S&P 500, I'm going to jump in. It's going to pop right back on up. I don't feel super confident at this moment. There's a big, long lower shadow. I could imagine this right back above 449, and all it's doing is trapping traders. So I personally, team, want to wait for like the clear momentum has shifted. I don't want to take any chances right now. Like any chances. I want to wait for momentum has shifted. I want to jump on the right side of the highway. The most money you can possibly make in the stock market is when you jump in at the price of 451.50 or 450.50 and you hold it all the way back on down. That's when you can make the most amount of money. But also being able to figure that on out, that's more difficult to do. It's very difficult to be able to jump in and say, okay, yep, this is going to be the exact high and this is going to be where the momentum starts shifting. Right here, it's still like, momentum's trying to shift towards the downside, and we're definitely on the right path. But at the same time, every time it gets a little bit of a drop, it pops right back on up, and I just don't feel comfortable yet. So, team, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to be a mentor that's lying to you. I don't want to be a mentor that's just making things up. I don't want to be a mentor that is, hiding emotions from you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm feeling. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what is on my mind. So I want to make sure that you guys are a better trader. So that's what it comes on down to. So it's been a, definitely a fun morning though so far. We're still seeing what's going to be coming on up here next. I want to see what a couple other traders are doing over here on TradeCaster at this moment. J Trade's been crushing it. Yeah, Buddy Trades. What's Yeah Buddy up to over here? Yeah, Buddy, he is currently trading. I want to take a look over here. Put this over in some HD. He's looking at NQ right now. He's more future-wise. So, yeah, Buddy looking over on futures. What J Trade's doing at this time? J Trade's live at this moment. He's looking at the SPY. J Trade's live. He's the man. So that's a beautiful thing, guys. Being over here on TradeCaster.com, you not only get to watch me, you get to watch all of these live streamers, you get to watch all of these live traders doing their thing every single day. So a little bit of pop right back up towards that trend line. Trend line still having some issues, though. Trend line having a little bit of issues. Trying to hold. A little bit of that rejection. Watch for, again, this blue line. Let's see if this blue line's going to be able to hold still. I do like how we are downtrending. I do like how we are getting weaker. I do like how we are starting to crack. I even want to do, like, I don't even think I want to day trade my big account at this moment. I think I want to do more of a multi-day swing. So I think it would be way better if we actually do see that momentum is clearly shifting to do like this, almost the same exact trade. November 22nd. Right, 449. Do like 100 contracts. See if this thing can just slowly fade itself on down. Slowly get weaker. Right, S&P 500 here. We are getting a lot of weakness. I do like this. Let's go back to a large time frame. Sometimes when I just go to a large time frame, it makes me think a little bit differently. So take a look like at the 15-minute time frame. Deck, we went all the way from 440, spiked all the way on up towards 448. Right now, we're definitely on a downtrend. Right now, we're definitely showing weakness, but if you buy in right here, you are buying right next to where support's at. Yes, support can crack, but there's a great chance that you're going to still get that pop back on up towards like 448. Right now, we are getting a little bit of that weakness at this moment. We are watching buyers to see if this is going to be able to drop on down. The S&P 500's doing its best to be able to come on down towards new lows on the day. A lot of traders at this point are, again, getting weaker at this moment, which is a great sign. I love seeing it. You guys can see this clearly on the 15-minute time frame as well. We do have a descending wedge pattern. I will say this. As I said, I still am not 100% confident. Now, that's just me. You can yell at me if you want to, but I mean, I can't change my emotions. One thing that does, again, come up to me is I want to show you a couple textbook pictures, guys. Textbook pictures. Who knows this answer? Where do wedges break the hardest? Where do wedges break the hardest, guys? Wedges break the hardest in the corners. So, for instance, if you want to take a look over on this chart, we do have a wedge, and we break the hardest in the corner, right? So, you guys can see wedge, break the hardest in the corner. You guys can see this right here. Here's a wedge, you break the hardest in the corner. Here's a wedge, you break the hardest in a corner. Here's a wedge right here, you break the hardest in a corner. Here's a wedge, when you get to the corner, you break the hardest. Here's a wedge, when you get to the corner, you break the hardest. So, if that is the case, there's a picture of my old dog. If that is the case, guys, are we at the corner of this wedge? We know that at the wedge is where we see either big spike, where we see big dump. It's not that tough to be able to just figure out that we're just not at the corner of the wedge just yet. So we take a look at it, drag this on off right here, drag this on over right here. To me, it would still be, all right, Dek, watch for maybe one more little pop. Don't, face time decay, then get after it. We do have at this time. Dek, do you see like a big head and shoulders pattern though? Let me see this. Do I see a big head and shoulders pattern? I see what you see. MVR and Christoph. I see what you see. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but let me ask you, let's ask the chat. Let's ask YouTube. Let's ask TikTok. Let's ask everyone here. Do you guys see this? Does anyone see a head and shoulders pattern at this time? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Do you guys see this setup? Do you guys see this pattern at this time? I see, if you are again kind of going with that, their idea would be that we do have right here, Dek, here would be the shoulder, here would be the head, and here would be a little bit of the shoulder. I see it. I'm not in love with it, but I would accept it. So I see it. I'm not in love with it, but I would accept it. So again, shoulder, head, and then shoulder, usually where we get that, nice little sell-off. That's me. That's me. S&P, guys. Still watching this thing. And if you guys are in right now, I definitely understand what you're thinking. I understand what you're thinking if you guys are in right now at this moment. Got a little sidetracked there for a second. I was on a mission, okay? I was on a mission there for a moment. Just wanted to finish that picture, okay? When I put my mind to something, I like to get it done. When I put my mind to something, I like to make it happen, okay? Should have sold that as an NFT. Start the bidding at $10,000. Stock Max saying, Dek, what makes you not love this particular head and shoulders pattern? Is it because it's too wide or the head is not high enough? It's just like, it's just not as super clear to me. But I mean, it's there. Like it is there. It's just, yes, it's more of like, I think I'm gonna tell everyone this. I think the market's going to go lower. If you're saying this team, Deck, I see a head and shoulders pattern. Deck, I see a big arch. Deck, I see a wedge. I think no matter what you see, the market's going lower. I think if you see a shoulder, I think if you see a head, if you see a shoulder, that's going to lead towards the market falling. I think if you see, again, a Deck, I see that we're finally at a top. We're finally starting to arch on over. We should be able to drop on down here very soon. I think that's absolutely fine to see as well. If you're saying, Deck, at this time, I'm seeing a wedge pattern and I'm looking for a squeeze on down, I think that's absolutely fine as well. I think no matter what you see, all of those are bearish patterns. So whatever you see best, I think every single one is a bear pattern. Every single one is a bearish pattern, is a bearish setup. Right now, the S&P 500 team is still just slowly creeping on down. Crack of a new low here, team. We might get a little bit of a sell-off. I might give this a chance to, get a little bit of that dump. How much would that be? 26,000? Same day expiration for a little sell-off. If I want to do same day expiration for a little bit of sell-off, maybe jump in later on today. If we get a new low of the day, thinking about maybe a same day expiration for a slight sell-off, and then take profits quickly, kind of get myself back to even, and then maybe do my bit, and maybe like after it's proven that it's fallen, maybe a nice big swing trade tonight. But we can see that this wedge is definitely getting weaker. We can see that things are starting to fade. If you see a head and shoulders pattern, it's still a bearish pattern. If you see a wedge forming, it's a bearish pattern. If you see that we have an arch, it's a bearish pattern. All of these are bearish patterns, and that's the beautiful thing. Everyone sees different things. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The tiger's eye is where the beauty lies. The apple of her eye is where the beauty of it looks. So the S&P 500. Keep this on watch. Pretty sure that's the saying. Starting to get a little bit of weakness here. So close, team. It's been choppily working its way on down. Choppily. Next, again, kind of best entry has been the purple line so far. Purple line touch, fall. Purple line touch, fall. Purple line touch, fall. So this whole entire thing's been purple line touch, purple line touch, purple line touch. Traders, I'm going to say something that's very vulnerable to you guys at this time. Something that I don't like saying, but I want to be open. I want to be honest with you. At this moment, the market is finally starting to turn. The market is finally starting to get weaker. They're finally starting to get a little bit of a drop here. I know that there's a percentage of you guys that are in on this play at this moment, which is awesome. I'm going to say right now, I personally am a little uncomfortable. I'm a little uncomfortable pulling the trigger right here where I just don't feel great about it. So I'm going to move my broker off the screen right here, and I'm not going to be touching it. This is usually if I wasn't live streaming, I would say, hey, you know what? I see that it's falling. I'm starting to have FOMO. I'm starting to have that feeling of I want to jump in, but Deck, you're not confident on the entry that you want. You would want a little bit higher, and you feel like you may miss it. So jump in now so you don't miss it. But then if it does bounce on up, you'll be kicking yourself for just losing money for no reason. That's where I'm at this moment. If I wasn't live streaming, I would definitely just walk away from the computer, probably again eat some lunch, come back, and wherever it's at, start a new game plan. But these are all things, again, that's okay to feel. Don't let your emotions put you in on plays. Don't let this feeling of FOMO make you jump in on entries that you do not feel comfortable with. This is all part of the game. If I jump in on this play and I end up losing $3 grand, $4 grand on an entry that I just wasn't confident in, you know what's the most beautiful thing about the stock market? Is the stock market's open 250 days out of the year. And the stock market opened up all the way back in what? The early 1900s, and it's all the way open now into 2020. I can guarantee that the stock market's going to be open up in an hour, and it's going to be open in 2 hours, and it's going to be open all the way to 4 o'clock today. And then also it's going to be open all the way up to tomorrow as well. And it's going to be closed on a Saturday and Sunday, and then it's going to open up again on Monday, and open again on Tuesday, and open again on Wednesday. There will always be times that you guys can make money. If you are uncomfortable and you say, I just don't know about this one, take a step back, realize that you're not in a position that you really want to be trading, and wait for an entry that you do like. There are entries that I like and entries that I don't like. You guys see I pulled the trigger yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, made $3,500, made again $100,000, made again $500,000. I pulled the trigger when I just really have confidence. Right now I feel like I'm doing 50-50s. Deck, it might crack this and dump on down, or it might bounce back up to that purple line and then you're going to be kicking yourself. Got to know your limits. I understand it. When you guys first open up your trade, you first again deposit your account, you're ready to rock and roll, you want to pull the trigger right away. No one likes going to a casino and watching their friends play and you not getting involved. But the thing is, you can't treat this like a casino, because it's not a casino. You got to be the house. You got to wait for the customers to come in, and then guess what it is? It's, all right, hey, now you start making money. You have to wait until the odds are in your favor. I don't think the odds are in my favor right now. Some people say, oh man, Deck, I want to see you trade. I want to see this. I want to see that. I get it. But I'm just not going to do it if I don't feel great about it. Dr. Deck with some great patience. Dr. Deck with some great patience. Guys, and that's all it was. I've just been going over a little bit of deck analysis. Little technical analysis right here. Getting ready for December. Guys, what do you guys think the big prize of December should be this year? Last year, December, we gave away a trip to Las Vegas, 5-night stay. We gave away $4,000 in cash. We gave away memberships. We gave away a PlayStation 4. Oh, wait, not a PlayStation 4. What's the new PlayStation? Whatever the new one is, okay? It's like that, a PlayStation 4 that came out like 5 years ago. You know, we gave away the newer PlayStation, whatever that one is. I don't know what I'm giving away this year for December. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Is a PlayStation 4 the new one? Or are we at 5 now? Oh yeah, it's PlayStation 5. That's what it is. Oh man, I remember I was actually chuckling. I was literally giggling. I remember last year. I was giggling last year so hard because I think I was really losing it, guys. And I was like, guys, I'm so pumped. I'm so excited to give away a PlayStation 3. And then like everyone who plays PlayStation was like, a PlayStation 3? Like, why the heck do we want a PlayStation 3? And there's like, it goes all the way up to 5. You know, what is it, 2002? I'm sorry. I don't play PlayStation very often anymore. But I would love to. Maybe a nice trading chair. That's what we have here. So keeping my eyes peeled over on this one. Traders, if you guys are in on your puts right now, everything is looking good. If you guys are in on your puts right now, everything is looking good at this time. Guys, look at, here comes a little bit of that crack. Here comes a little bit of that crack finally. Crack is finally starting to happen if you guys are in on your puts. Crack is finally starting to happen if you're in on your puts. 15-minute time frame. Things are finally starting to get that little bit of a crack. If you are in right now, you are sitting here pretty solid. I would love to see this, dump for you. As I said, I feel a little uncomfortable. I've already taken 2 losses here, but I absolutely want this thing to implode for you guys. For those that are in on puts right now, pulled the trigger on it. I love it. I'm most likely going to be getting involved here probably after lunch. Possible swing trade. I'm not going to say definitely because we know how that goes sometimes. But we will, again, be keeping our eyes peeled. Now, with that being stated, I will, again, post what I do over on Twitter, StockTwits, Discord, all that good stuff so that you guys are all ready to rock and roll, coming on up here if I get in on later this afternoon. Little heads up, if you guys are over on YouTube, we do have a 100% free Discord. It's not Tradecaster, but we do have a free Discord available for you guys. So if you guys are a new trader or just looking for a place to be able to talk, speak, and be with other traders that are, within the same field, the same category, I do post a lot of great alerts over here in our free Discord every single morning. There is no, again, live streaming or anything along those lines, as that's for Tradecaster.com, but we do have a lot of amazing people here that are always typing out, some awesome alerts for you guys as well. So if you guys are interested on that, I will post that over in the YouTube stream so that you guys are all set, ready to go and ready to rock. And then last but not least, I also do have our newsletter. every single morning I send out this brand new newsletter with all my alerts, all the game plan, everything that you guys need. And if you guys want this newsletter, let me again get you an email sign up so that you guys can get all set ready to go over here as well. But yeah, traders, it just really comes on down to the pure fact that I don't know what's going to happen over lunchtime. There are times that I know exactly what's going to happen, but this time right now, I just don't know what's going to be happening over lunch. So here is our newsletter. If you guys do not have that, go ahead and check that on out. And I send that out every single day to you guys. Let's see here. Deck, are you going to be giving away some Tradecaster wrist guards? That would be a good idea. That's not a bad idea. I like it. I like where your head's at. Safety first. Guys, a lot of people that's always watching, first time. It's so important as a trader that you do have a wrist guard and make sure that you guys are all set. When I first started stock trading, one of the biggest issues that I came across was, again, trading wrist. It's a very rare condition that stock traders, when they click too hard, they are, again, usually getting some sort of injury. I suggest everyone always be trading with a wrist guard. Tape up the fingers if you need to, and just making sure that you guys are being smart with your trading. Last thing you want to do is be out for a few weeks or a few months, be on the injury reserve list just because you're clicking too hard. You want to make sure you're protecting your radii. You want to make sure that you're protecting all the bones and pigments in your hand while, again, doing this, taking on the market. It's like almost like, trying to stop alignment. There's a lot going on here with the amount you're typing on your keyboards and everything along those lines. So we will, again, be having Tradecaster wrist guards available for your stock trading, so you guys are staying safe while trading. It's like snowboarding without a helmet. It's just like not worth it. So I want to make sure that you guys are all good. Yeah, trading carpal tunnel, very dangerous stuff, has taken away some of the greats. You wonder why Warren Buffett doesn't trade that much anymore. Just never wore wrist guards, through a lot of his trading. Why doesn't, Bill Ackman trade, very often anymore? Just never wore wrist guards. You see some of these great guys just making very stupid, silly mistakes. I stopped wearing a helmet a long time ago. Oh, let me get the newsletter for you guys. I apologize. I posted the Discord twice. So here is the newsletter. Deck, it's Bill Ackman, not Aikman. I'm talking about his brother. So, yeah, I'm talking about the other one, the better one. Yeah, I know, Bill Ackman. I'm talking about Bill Ackman. If you don't know, you don't know. It's okay. Right now, SPY trying to hold itself on up here. Guys, just posted the newsletter link right there. Deck, when are you getting married? What's the date and what's the address? Figure it out. Yeah. Hey, if you can figure it out, you can show up. All right? I'll have security let you in if you can figure it out. I'll write out a little treasure map. I'll give you a hint. It's in a different country. It's in a different country, in a different year, in a different zip code. It's going to be a little bit. Don't worry, guys. At least, as I like to say. She's always asking me, Sean, when do you want to plan this wedding? When do you want to plan this wedding? Will you want to plan this wedding? Will you want to plan this wedding? I just say, will you please stop talking? We'll plan it when I'm ready. 2020, 2040, 2050, right? We'll figure it out. I'm with you. You're with me. 2040, 2050, somewhere in that region. Called up again a wedding venue the other day. I said, you have any 2040 available spots? 2044? That's how you get a great discount, get a great bargain. Book 20 years in advance. That's what these wedding venues enjoy. They like having, again, future reservations 22 years in advance. Got a great discount. Forbes deck, that day is all about you, not her. Showtime, baby. I agree. I agree. Man, we are losing the women viewers by, they're dropping like ants at the moment. Lady traders, we are losing all of them at this moment. I don't think there's any left. So, hey, guys, stick with me. Stick with me. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm only kidding. S&P 500. S&P 500 still slowly fading. And again, shout out to the people that are again in on this play right now. This is just a slow fade so far. We haven't had any sort of sharp sell-offs. It has just been a slow fade all the way back on down. Can I ask right now? Who here has small put contracts? Who here is on the put side? Who here is say, Deck, I'm not missing this reversal. I'm in on puts right now. Who here is in on puts at 449 plus? Who here is in on puts up near 450? Who here is saying, Deck, I'm in on this play and I'm holding it for the next few days, just letting this thing slowly fade all the way on down, back down to 446, back on down to 445? Who here is slowly sitting on their puts right now? Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. I love it. If you guys are slowly in on your puts, I want this thing to absolutely drop, absolutely fade, and keep on falling apart, guys. You guys are fantastic. I am loving it. The thing that makes me so happy is when I see you guys profiting and seeing these people in on their puts right now, just seeing this nice slow fade. It's gorgeous. Now, if you're not in on puts, don't worry, guys. Because what did I say before? Close your eyes again. Yada, yada, yada. Hey, we're going to make it happen. So the number one thing is I not only want to be able to help you save your money, but I also want to be able to help you generate more money. And I just did not feel comfortable with the choppiness. That's all, guys. I did not feel comfortable with the choppiness, and I will never put you in a position I personally wouldn't jump in myself. That's, again, what Dekmar trades guarantee, baby. I personally would never say, hey, everyone jump in on it. Well, Deck, why are you not jumping in? I would never jump in on this. Are you crazy? So I would never say that. When I'm not feeling it, I will tell you. And when I am feeling it, you guys will obviously know it. So I want to be, again, the best mentor I can. Show everything live. Do everything live. I did take 2 small losses today. But you know what? I'm actually very happy with my trades. I jumped in at the VWAP crack. I jumped in at 450 resistance. And then the thing is, it did start getting a little bit of a crack later on. I am still waiting for a little bit of a bounce play back on up. Most likely, I'm probably going to be trading after lunch hours. Small account trade. Possible big account trade overnight if this is the momentum shift that we have finally been waiting for. So that's what it kind of comes on down to. Team, we are kind of coming on down to the final little bit. Does anyone have any sort of questions, comments, concerns, anything along those lines? Xavier Deck, did you enter the small? I haven't even entered the small account yet. Small account, probably with the big account, probably swinging overnight. That would be the goal. I don't want to say guarantee, but that's probably the goal. Watch for a bounce, swing overnight. That's what I would like. Wealth Builder, looking at daily chart SPY, comes to the 13 EMA after every spike. You think it'll come down to 440? Now, I believe it will. I mean, the 440 mark, we just need to remember, I know that sounds far away, but we also had a $42 spike. So that's kind of the ridiculousness behind it. So absolutely, I think you're correct there. Dalton, can you review CART, C-A-R-T? Taking a look at CART, I don't know much about it. I know it's a brand new IPO, definitely a lot of hype, definitely a lot of attention. I don't know too much about this company to kind of give you honest opinions that you would want to take over to your trading. So I would have to do a little bit of research, but I know it is definitely a very, 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 very popular company. And could it be like one of the next big companies that got up to 100, 200, 300 from the hype I hear? Absolutely, but I just have not done enough research on CART to actually give you a real answer. Mo Duke Deck, what was yesterday's P&L on the small account? Final P&L was only about $17, just because I broke even, right? I got out of the play. As it came up, I refused to go into the red. Najask saying, anyone listening to me? Yes, I see ya. Did you ask a question, buddy? If you asked a question, please let me know. Happy to help you on out. Kent Mitchell over on TikTok saying, what's the next support level on the SPY? Next support level I see over on the SPY, if we wanted to go into a little bit of a bigger time frame, let's go back to that 10-minute time frame. Next support level I see is all the way down to 447.71. That's kind of like the bottom. And then after 447.75, I'm just going to round up to 447.75. We have room to fall all the way down to 446.50. Really what you always want to be looking for is this is how you find the best support lines. You guys ready for this? Always look for where's the big breakout and where's the hiccup. Okay? That's a little trick right here. If you want to figure out where is the next best line of support, always look for where was the break and where was the hiccup. So here's the very big spike. Then we have green candle, here's the hiccup, red candle, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle. So if we have massive green candle, hiccup, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle, for some reason or another, right when you come on up towards 446.50, we had some trouble. Just like when we come down to 446.50, we'll get the hiccup as well. So we'll be falling, green candle, 446.50, could get a little bit of a bounce, or you crack underneath that later on. But that's where the hiccup was. Whenever you're trying to find where's the next big strong support line, always look at where was the last little problem, where was the last little hiccup, and that's going to help you on out. Cherry, could I get your thoughts on CVS? I've been a long-time holder since I used to work there. It's been paying dividends, but debating to cut it, put it to something else. So CVS here, CVS. Taking a look on this. When I take a look over on CVS, I'm going to jump back over to like a monthly time frame. Monthly time frame. All right, we do have our fair share of spikes. We have our fair share of drops. It seems like $52 is the main support line when you take a look over on CVS. $52 main support has the upside to run up towards around $112. At this moment, if we're just basing it off this channel, it does look like we're going to keep on falling. You can see momentum going up, momentum going down. Momentum find the bottom, momentum goes up, momentum goes down. So what I would say is you're most likely going to be falling over the next year down to $52. At $52, I probably wouldn't sell it then because you are at a bottom where it's probably going to consolidate and then probably get a pop back on up over the next few years. But if you're saying, Dek, I don't care if it falls the next year, a year and a half, consolidates for another year and a half, and then slowly climbs, 4 years from now, I'm kind of bored of it. I would probably just say get out and, do something else. Because it is a little bit of a boring play. Not really, again, too much that's too great about it. Other than if you're getting paid out very well with your dividends. Jay Gray saying, Dek, I appreciate you trading live, brother. You are a real one for sure. I appreciate you so much. Dave saying, Dek, thank you so much for all the work that you put in here. You are the best live streamer. I thank you so much. And then Auntie says, Dek, you are extremely good looking. I'm thinking about leaving my husband for... Okay, I just made up that one. But you know what? Thank you. Does Dek still trade small caps or mainly large cap options now? J-Ro, I will say I have not traded small caps probably in a few months. Now, with that being stated, I love small caps. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Out of the money that I've made in the stock market, I have made probably, let's just say $1 million, okay? $1 million in the stock market, probably $750,000 of that million has been from shorting penny stocks. So I will say the majority of the money that I've made in the stock market are not from options. I just started trading options about a year and a half ago. The majority of the money that I've made in my life in the stock market has been waking up, seeing a stock like WAVD, shorting it, falling down to 237. Waking up, seeing a play like BBLG, shorting it, goes down to 73 cents. Waking up and seeing whatever, SGBX, looking for a drop on down. Nearly every single day, I'll wake on up, I'll look for a play like this, like LIFW, go on a massive spike, and then again, look for a drop back on down. I'll look for massive spike, short it, make money on the way on down. Massive spike, short it, make money on the way on down. That's, that's been the majority of my money. New guy in town, Dek, why go to options then? Why not stay on pennies? The penny stock market got a little bit slower, so then I started picking up options. I definitely like options, but I'm not saying I'm going to stick with options forever. I'm probably, I definitely want to be able to, bounce back and forth. I've been trading options now for probably about a year and a half. That was something I've learned, just, within the last like 18 months, getting more involved with options. Now, it's the same exact thing as in support, resistance, but when it comes down to penny stocks are just hype, momentum. right? You know, just quick little pops, and then they usually all fade back on down. You know, my strategy for the last 8 years has been, what's the lowest float stock with the best press release? Which one is going to get hyped on up in a Discord, pops on up, then again, everyone starts panic selling. You jump in on a short, you win 90% of the time. Just, you know, AK-47 loves doing kind of the strategy that, you know, I taught him back in the day. Go on a very big spike, short those things back on down. Right now, again, amazing job, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, you know, team, what it comes on down to is I will be live again tomorrow morning. I'm also going to be live on Monday. I'm going to be live on Tuesday. I'm going to be live on Wednesday. And then we do have Thanksgiving break, which we are going to be off Thursday. We're going to be off Friday. We're going to be off Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll be back ready to rock and roll. Now, with that being stated as well, though, traders, I want everyone to realize, of course, Black Friday kicks off Thursday, Thanksgiving, 7 p.m. Eastern time. First 100 people get 40% off. Next 100 people, 35% off. And then for the rest of the weekend, it's 30% off. So are you going to be within the first 100? Make sure you guys take advantage of that sale. And no, we are not extending it. Every single year, someone hits me up on Tuesday or Wednesday and said, Dek, I ate so much turkey, I fell asleep for the last 4 days. Can you give me the Black Friday sale? The answer is no. If you do not sign up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, I mean, hey, we're giving you 4 days. We only have about 2 sales every year, and that's it. We don't extend it. We don't make considerate. It's 4 days for you to get access and get the cheapest price possible for the year, for life, for 6 months. And you're all set, ready to go. K. Higgs, best chat and mentor out there. I haven't been able to be in chat as much due to work over the last few days, but best advice for traders is take it slow. Paper trade at first. Remember, those base hits add up. Absolutely, absolutely true. Wealth Builder, what time does the sale start on Thanksgiving? 7 p.m. Eastern time. I will email you a link. I'll drop it on Twitter, StockTwits, Facebook, Instagram, chat, everything. So you're all good. And yes, that counts for TradeCaster members. If you guys want to upgrade your membership, it's still first 100. So again, first 100 people. So if you guys are upgrading to lifetime or yearly, saying, hey, it's the cheapest it's been, make sure you guys are within that first 100. So right now, team SPY, I'm going to let this kind of pass me by over lunch hours. Get ready for this afternoon. But hey, team, let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's get ready to end this thing off with a bang. Woo! Team, it's been fantastic. Team, it's been amazing. Working with you guys every single day, it's an absolute joy. It's a blessing. It's a gift. And I just want you guys to know that. The market, we'll see what we get over lunch hours. But you got to be going in with confidence. We can't be trading every single day and not having that confidence. We can't be pulling ourselves in on triggers that we're just not feeling great about. I want to say thank you for everyone who has joined us today. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs on up. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys are clicking that follow button over on TikTok. And if you guys are over on TradeCaster.com, just sit back. Enrique's going to be coming on out with some smoothies Wednesday. You guys can get them spiked or not. Really up to you. And that's the beauty about being here over on TradeCaster.com. On TradeCaster.com, we supply everything you need. From, again, bedding, living conditions, food, water, the essentials. Making sure that you guys are bringing the heat day in and day out. Traders, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for you. Thank you for everything that you guys have done. And let's get ready to rock and roll. You guys know the drill here, baby. Help me wrap this thing on off. You guys know it. In 3, 2, 1. Traders, I love you. Thank you so much. I'll see everyone back here bright and early tomorrow morning. TradeCaster members, I'll see you guys back here in about 2 hours. All right? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys then.
He's all alone through the day and night. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night. So wake me up when he's all this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
He's honestly the best.
I love TradeCaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder.
Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy?
551,000.
That kind of money, it's like you know what you're doing. Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade.
Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200! We got some action right here. $2,000, $760.
If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing.
Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people! A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit. $2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick.